Shalom, shalom, shalom. Back at it again in the spirit, man. And we give all praises, honor, and glory to the Most High. Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rakakwadash. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel and the nation of Israel early, man. Hey, man, look, we got a lot of shit that be going on every day, man, but we not going to let it stop us because at the end of the day, we got our eye on the prize, man. And I just want to get this before we start. This is the book of Matthew, and I'm going to go to chapter 6. And we're going to start at chapter 6, and we'll start at verse 19. Lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust does corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. But lay up yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust does corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. So at the end of the day, man, like, I know this shit is hard. I know for us being so-called black men, being in mental, spiritual, and physical, financial slavery, man, it can get to you, bro. But at the end of the day, there's somebody who got us, man. The one true living power, Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. So no matter what affliction y'all brothers go through, man, he gonna get us through it. In today's lesson, we gonna really, really break down how to let the spirit guide you, how to let the spirit determine your life, how to let the spirit determine your day-to-day actions, how to let the spirit determine a lot of things that you might be hesitant on because you don't really know where to go, and you're allowing your emotions, your haste, you allowing your procrastination to stop you from doing what you need to do. It has to be a balance. You can't be too scared, you can't be too afraid to make a move, but you also can't be too hasty and too emotional. So we're going to give you our personal experiences, we're going to back it up with the precepts, but you already know I'm here with my ox, my boy Hitman, DG, and Malak Amawan. Y'all brothers got any opening statements?
I just want to say Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Kwame Asherallah. Hopefully we can help y'all better yourselves to discern the spirit and, to see what's coming up and how to make the right choices.
Hey, y'all good? Y'all can hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Hey, did y'all make y'all opening statements or not?
Yeah, I just made mine.
All right. DG?
And just all praises to the Most High by the way of Yahweh Shai. That's all I gotta say.
All right, it's a lot. And the brother Malak Amawan, he kind of occupied with something, so he's going to be in about 10, 15 minutes, but we're going to get into it. So basically today, man, we want to really break down how to let the spirit guide you. You know, this is something that when I was new to the truth, I was all on right field, because you got left field as in you passive aggressive, you don't really know what you want to do, you kind of procrastinating, but then you got right field, in my opinion, because you got to stay on the straight and narrow. Y'all brothers understand that. But you got to find a balance. It's kind of like you tiptoeing on a have you ever seen those people who tiptoe across like that little tightrope? They're tight-roping, and you got to have a balanced weight wherever you go. And I want to get that in a precept. This is the book of Proverbs, and I'm going to go to chapter 11, verse 1. A false balance is an abomination to the Lord, but a just weight is his delight. So with anything in this truth, for the most part, you got to have balance in everything you do. You know what I'm saying? You can't be too harsh, but you also can't be too soft. You can't be overweight, but you also can't be too consumed with your body. You can't be wicked, but you obviously can't be over righteous. And one of the things that you brothers got to understand is that when you have a walking temple, a spiritual temple, you have to understand that you got to allow the Most High Spirit to come in you. You know what I'm saying? A lot of this stuff is physical, but more importantly, it's all spiritual. But you can't have a clean spirit if the things that are inside of you are defiled. And Yahweh Shai actually said that in the precept, and I want to get that. And then I want y'all brothers to kind of expound on your experiences with making decisions in the spirit, and then y'all just give kind of your 2 cents in regards to how you kind of work through it. So this is the book of Matthew. Let's start at chapter 15, and I'm going to go on verse 7. I'm gonna mute you real quick, man. It says, you hypocrites, well did Isaiah prophesy of you, saying, this people draweth near unto me with their mouth and honoreth me with their lips, but their heart, aka their mind, is far from me. But in vain do they worship me, teaching for doctrines the commandments of men. And he called the multitude and said unto them, hear and understand, not that which goeth into the mouth defileth the man, but that which cometh out of the mouth that defileth the man. So you got to understand everything that's inside of you that comes out is oftentimes what may defile you. So a lot of these things, when it comes to letting the Spirit guide you, is do you have the Spirit on you? Because a lot of times you might be blocking the Most High from putting the Spirit on you, either through your day-to-day actions, the things that you think in your mind, your confidence level, and also more importantly, just your faith, man. Because if you have faith, you're going to allow the Most High to trust and guide you on your day-to-day basis. You know what I'm saying? When our forefathers went to war, the Most High didn't tell them a battle plan for where they were going to go and exactly what they had to do, but they knew that he had a plan that he was going to allow them to overcome. So a lot of times when it comes to a spiritual guide, you kind of like a raft, and you kind of just, you have the little thing, you have the little pedal thing, and you just flowing with the water. That's the Spirit. And all you got to do is kind of keep balance to make sure you don't tip over the edge. But the water, which is honestly Yahweh Shai, which comes from who? Yahweh, it is going to carry you where you need to go. Does that make sense? But y'all brothers want to add anything to that?
I just got a precept. This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 4. For into a malicious soul wisdom shall not enter, nor dwell in the body that is subject unto sin. So you can't, like you said, like the temple got to be clean. Of course, the word is like the cleaning agent for the temple. But like, you know, like if you in sin, you basically a slave to sin, right?
Come on, bro.
You profane the name. You basically profane the blood of Yahweh Shai, right?
Hey, that's facts, bro. That's facts, bro, because Yahweh Shai himself said that our body is our temple. I don't have the verse off the top of my head. You think you can get that for me, DG?
Yeah, give me 1 second.
I appreciate that. But yeah, man, you know, that's what it mainly comes. And that's why it's so important for y'all when y'all first get in the truth to work on yourself. Wherever you feel, wherever you're at mentally, a lot of you brothers come in this truth with a lot of demons. You know, some of y'all might be addicted to porn. That's what I used to be. Some of y'all may be addicted to women. Some of y'all may be addicted to drugs and cocaine and all these other things. And what's kind of ironic is when I first came into this truth, I was in a really bad place spiritually and mentally, psychologically. And honestly, what I felt like I needed to do through the Spirit, even though I didn't understand it at that time, was I felt like I needed to detox from the world. Because again, I'll get Hitman, what's that precept where it says, if you are a friend of the world, you are enemy to the Most High? Is that 1 John? Oh yeah, yeah, it's 1 John. Yeah, so this is the book of 1 John 2:15. It says, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes and the pride of life is not of the Father, but is of the world. So you have to understand that if you still have a real worldly spirit, at the end of the day, your temple is going to be defiled. Your temple is going to be, clogged up. It's just like a car, man. You know, you got a clogged up tailpipe. You pretty much just fucking up your engine. You can't allow that air to get into you. So when it comes to the Spirit, it's very similar. And this is the book of 1 Corinthians, the water, DG for giving it to me. This is the water, 1 Corinthians 6:15. Know you not that your bodies are the members of Yahweh Shai, Hamashiach? Shall I then take the members of Hamashiach and make them the members of a harlot? God forbid. So that means that your bodies are members of Yahweh Shai, meaning what? You got to be purified through the Spirit. You know what I'm saying? And because he's not going to allow you to be doing his works if you're a spiritual harlot. You see what I'm saying? Now, what's your brother's opinion on that in your experience through life? What have you kind of done to like clean your temple up on a personal level?
Man, I'll go first.
Me personally, like a lot of brothers, when we do the live, they say they have problems with faith. Me personally, I fast a lot. I try to fast, and once you fast and you get used to it, it clears your mind. You know what I'm saying? You meditate on the scriptures, and you just take it from there. You just read, and of course, you follow the law, man. Is your diet clean? You stop eating that pork. You know what I'm saying? Try your best to follow the Sabbath, and from there, the longer you do it, and if it becomes natural, the Spirit will be with you.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you build up your faith.
Yeah, that's true. That's true, bro. What about you, my brother, DG Bomber?
Man, like, man, it was just the word when I came into this, man. Just like really taking out the time and just like reading like what the word says, not just being like a hearer of the word, as it says in James, but like an actual doer of the word. And that's when like, you know, like the spirit really started to work into me and like and completely change me and renew me as like a new creation in Hamashiach. I got a precept here. This is one of my favorites. This is Psalms 111:19, verse 9. Wherewithal shall a young man cleanse his way? By taking heed thereto according to thy word. With my whole heart have I sought thee. Oh, let me not wander from thy commandments. So it's the commandments, man, every day, man. Of course, like you're not gonna have the, you know, the greatest days. Like some days be better than the others, but like it's just that I'm just so thankful like the Lord gave me like such a fear for him that like no matter what, like I always want to just keep his commandments. So that's really, you know, just changed me. Of course, like, you know, we gonna have times where we take L's, right? But you know, the Lord said in was Ecclesiasticus, the 2nd chapter, that you know he gonna refine us as gold. So it's all, you know, it's all necessary, man. From the L's, I feel like I've gotten more strength than any type of W's that I've gained, and that's all praise the Most High.
And before you go, Young Ha, I just want to get one precept.
Yeah, no worries, bro.
This is Matthew chapter 18, verse 3. And said, verily I say unto you, except you be converted and become as little children, ye shall not enter into the kingdom of heaven. Whosoever therefore shall humble himself as this little child, the same is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven. So you know, pretty much, once you come to the truth, you humble yourself, and the Spirit will start working through you. Because you know what I'm saying, if you proud, or you know you still got some demons you're dealing with, it's gonna be hard. That's how Young High Flowers was saying. Some people block the Spirit. You know what I'm saying. You gotta once you come to this truth, you're like a newborn. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, that's facts, bro. And that's where it comes back to what I was talking about earlier, because physically, I mean, if you eating pork and crab legs and lobster tail, hey, no disrespect, but the Most High, why would the Most High put his spirit in you if you don't even follow his dietary laws? Why would the Most High put his spirit in you if you don't even have a day of rest? A lot of brothers don't understand the spiritual aspect of a lot of these laws. They think, oh, it's there to restrict me and keep me from doing the things of the world. Well, I'm gonna read a precept for y'all, brothers, man. This is the book of Proverbs, and I know when y'all hear it, you're gonna be like, why are you relating this? But I'm gonna explain to you. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 7, and I'm gonna start at verse 9. It says, in the twilight, in the evening, in the black and dark night, and behold, there met him a woman with the attire of a harlot and subtile to heart. She is loud and stubborn, her feet abide not in her house. Now is she without, now in the street, and lieth in wait at every corner. So she caught him and kissed him, and with the impudent face said unto him, I have peace offerings with me, this day have I paid my vows. And I'm going to skip down to verse 19. For the good man is not at home, he is gone a long journey, and hath taken a bag of money with him, and will come home at the day appointed. With her much fair speech she caused him to yield, with the flattering of her lips she forced him. He goeth after her straightway, as the ox goeth to the slaughter, or as the fool to the correction of the stocks. And I'll go down to 26. For she has cast down many wounded, yeah, many strong men have been slain by her. Her house is the way to hell, and going down to the chambers of death. And when you look at that at face value, thinking, why are you reading the scripture about a man trying to avoid a harlot? Well, that's not the point of it. The point of the harlot is Mystery Babylon. And you got to understand what type of environment you're in. You're in an environment with spiritual darkness, spiritual wickedness, iniquity is all abound. So you, first and foremost, like you said, friendship with the world is enmity with the Most High. So you got to understand that you got to first know what type of environment you're living in. And once you understand the environment that you're living in, then the Most High will kind of show you the spiritual aspects slowly but surely. A lot of you brothers ignore things like keeping the Sabbath. You ignore things like praying. You ignore things like fasting because you truly don't believe that is real. And I want to get this precept in Luke. This is Luke chapter 5, verse 33. And they said unto him, why do the disciples of John the Baptist fast often and make prayers, and likewise the disciples of the Pharisees, but your disciples eat and drink? And he said unto them, can you make the children of the bride chamber fast while the bridegroom is with them? Meaning what? Why would can you make my disciples fast for spiritual powers when the thing that's giving them spiritual powers is right in front of them? Who? Yahweh Shai. Now verse 35. Hey, bro. Hey, look, bro. Don't come on my channel asking about shit that's not related to the topic. That's the second time somebody's come on my channel. If you're not asking anything about spiritual topics, get off my page, bro. I'm giving you one warning. If not, bro, I'm gonna block you. But getting back to what I was saying, verse 35, it said, "But the days will come when the bridegroom shall be taken away from them, and then shall they fast in those days." Meaning what? Whenever Yahushua is not on the scene and we're in a time of spiritual darkness, what's going to happen is you have to be able to tap into that spirit. Now, what did our forefathers used to do? They used to pray. David prayed 5 times a day. Other brothers in the truth, they prayed 3 times a day. You know, you got some brothers who fast. You know, salute to Hitman, salute to Randy. Randy said he fasted for 3 days. But you have to do these things to tap into your spiritual essence, because when the Most High sees that you're sacrificing things from a carnal aspect, he'll reward you spiritually. But most people aren't going to understand that. So in order for you to first and foremost let the spirit guide you, the first thing you have to do is you have to build that spirit within you. So you got to become a cleaner vessel for the Most High to be able to direct you a lot easier. Does that make sense?
Con, and I just want to get this precept. This is Ecclesiasticus. What chapter is this? Chapter 3, verse 24. For many are deceived by their own vain opinion, and an evil suspicion hath overthrown their judgment. So like he was saying, a lot of people see the law or trying to follow it as a burden. You know what I'm saying? Or like it's trying to what would I say? It's trying to stop you from living your life. No, man, the law was created for us to live life. The law is life. You feel me? The ways of Esau, the ways of sin, that's death. So you know what I'm saying? Your creator who created you knows what's best for you. And it goes again to being humble. You got to humble yourself to understand that you don't know everything. And that's how you get the spirit to start dealing with you, because now you're looking for an outside presence. You know what I'm saying? A spiritual presence, which is the Most High. Now other people, they go to the left-hand side and they start playing with all these demons and then start wondering why they start bugging out. You know what I'm saying? So you got to humble yourself and let the Most High show you signs so that he can start dealing with you and you can feel that spirit. And as the spirit gets stronger, your faith will grow. You know what I'm saying? You won't be worried about all these things going on in the world. Like with this whole Delta stuff, you know what I'm saying? You got ignorant people out there that don't care, but you know, then you got these scary dudes that's worried they might catch a disease or something. Man, you don't let that bother you. You don't let that get in your head too much. Once you got the spirit and once you have faith, because you understand nothing is in your control. This is all prophesied to happen. So you just roll with the punch.
Con, bro. Hey, Malak, you there or not?
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah. Salakia for that. You know, got home from work late. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But I just want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, Bashim Kakwadash. I just want to pick up on the beautiful points that y'all brothers are hitting on with a precept. And this is the book of Psalm, the 37th chapter, and the 34th verse. Wait on the Lord and keep his way, and he shall exalt thee to inherit the land. When the wicked are cut off, thou shalt see it. I have seen the wicked in great power and spreading himself like a green bay tree. Yet he passed away, and lo, he was not. Yea, I sought him, but he cannot be found. Mark the perfect man, and behold the upright. For the end of that man is peace. But the transgressors shall be destroyed together, and the end of the wicked shall be cut off. But the salvation of the righteous is of the Lord. He is their strength in the time of trouble. And the Lord shall help them and deliver them. He shall deliver them from the wicked and save them. But they because they trust in him. I wanted to get that right there because it comes to a lot of things y'all brothers are hitting on right now. Like, you know, that you got to be in the mindset of, like Hitman was saying, the law is not to act as a burden to you. It's supposed to help us live life and ultimately help us live eternal life. You know, help us get to the point where we can live eternally and cast off things of the flesh, things that can be used as afflictions, things that can be used as stumbling blocks, things that can be a hindrance to us, for things that give us peace, things that give us proper understanding, things
I'm
that give
glad
us a
you
clear
said
mind.
the
Yeah, go
stumbling
ahead.
block. I'm glad you said. I just want to get this quick precept. This is 2 Corinthians, chapter 2, verse 11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. So a part of avoiding those stumbling blocks, and knowing if the Lord, the Most High, is dealing with you, you got to know Satan's devices. Like the brothers were saying, you can't be lazy in this truth. You gotta understand what Esau is doing, what these other powers are doing. But go ahead, Malone.
Con, that's very true, man. You gotta be cognizant, you gotta be always watching, always looking for ways and signs the Most High will show you via the Spirit that this is not the direction that you should go in. And that's the thing in regards to the topic about letting the Spirit guide you. The Spirit is going to guide you in a way to be cognizant of what's going on. The Spirit is going to lead you in the direction to be able to see wickedness and hide yourself, to be able to understand that this is not a direction that you should go in. Even if things even if things are lawful for you to do, is it conducive to success in a society where you have to fight off so much wickedness all the time? Just because you can do it don't mean it's profitable for you to do it, as the Apostle Paul said. So just all of that right there is going to keep you in the proper mindset to not be ignorant of Satan's devices. Ultimately, man, you got to look for the Spirit as the first option. The Spirit has to be the first option with you, like instead of your flesh. Your spirit's got to be your number one option. Like oftentimes when we get in times of decision making, in times of distress, in times when we can choose, we have a choice to go down a certain path. You have the option right there. If we real with ourselves, you have the option at that point in time to choose the spirit or the flesh. When we fall to temptation and when we're weak in the flesh, when we're weak and carnal, we choose the flesh. When we're thinking about the Most High, we're thinking about what will Yahweh Shah do. You're thinking about what will be the best decision and the righteous decision to choose. That's when you let the Spirit guide you, and you got to choose the Spirit more oftentimes in those situations than the flesh. That's how you let the Spirit guide you. You got to listen to what they call your gut instinct. That's just the Spirit of the Most High showing you and giving you the right direction in which to go. It's not your gut instinct. It's the Spirit of the Most High trying to work within you to make you choose the right decision. But like I said, you have that decision to make. If we're gonna be real, you analyze anything in your life. But myself as well, analyze things in, like, when you're not supposed to be doing something, and when you choose the flesh versus when you choose the Spirit. But you also know before you make that decision, you have that feeling inside you that tells you this is what I should do versus this is what I want to do. You got to choose what you should do more times than you choose what you want to do. Because oftentimes what you want to do, let's be real, we're fleshly vessels. The Apostle Paul speaks about that. Salah, let me just get it real quick. Before you go.
You talking about the Romans?
Yep. Romans 7. You already know where I'm going, bro. That's the Spirit. Romans 7. And I'm not gonna go through the whole thing. I'm gonna just get the point. Romans 7:22. For I delight in the law of Yahweh after the inward man, but I see another law in my members, warring against the law of my mind, and bringing me into captivity to the law of sin, which is in my members. O wretched man that I am, who shall deliver me from the body of this death? I thank Yahweh through Yahweh Shah Mashiach our Lord. So then with the mind, I myself serve the law of Yahweh, but with the flesh, the law of sin. So you got to keep in mind, like, when you're in that decision-making mode, yeah, you're going to have that war between flesh and spirit, but you have that natural inclination inside you telling you to do the right thing, because that's the delight of the law in your inward man, because you want to keep the laws, statutes, commandments, but you got your flesh trying to war against you, trying to take you in the opposite direction. And oftentimes that is let's be real, that's a little bit more pleasing to the eye. That's a little bit more pleasing to you, to just your carnal indulgence that you want to do, that you want to partake in as a man. But you got to understand and know that the Spirit is what puts you in the right frame, in the right place in society for protection. The Spirit is what puts you in the right place for growing in the truth and expanding your knowledge and understanding. Your flesh puts you in opposition to that. Your flesh puts you in a position to fall. It puts you in positions to stall in this truth, to let those demons that come with fleshly that come with consistent fleshly activities that are not combated with spiritual activities to overtake you and to completely pull you away from hearkening unto the spirit. You notice over time when you're just indulging in more and more fleshly acts, you seem to go down a rabbit hole of flesh. And if you don't balance with spirit, then you're not even gonna you're not even gonna think to listen to the spirit anymore, man. That's why you gotta always, before you sit down to yourself and say, man, and really weigh it. What would Yahweh Shah do in this situation? What is the spirit really telling me to do? And don't even question it. Just go with that decision.
Exactly.
It's easier said than done, but just do that.
Hey, real quick, the main thing that you said. Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
I'll just get this quick precept to back up what Malak was saying. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 8, verse 11. Because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily. Therefore, the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil.
I got a precept. Ooh, that's a good. I got a precept as well. This is the book of 1 John chapter 4. Beloved, believe not every spirit, but try spirits, whether they are of the Most High, because many false prophets are gone out into the world. When you follow the spirit, it's never going to be anything that's contrary to the word of God.
Hey, that's facts. But the one thing you got to understand is, first and foremost, you got to get the knowledge and understanding of what the word really is. And the main thing that Malak said is you can't question. You got to have trust in it. And this is the book of Mark, chapter 11, verse 23 or 22. And Yahushua answering said unto them, have faith in the Most High. For verily I say unto you, that whosoever shall say unto this mountain, be you removed, and be you cast into the sea, and shall not doubt in his heart, but shall believe that those things which he saith shall come to pass, he shall have whatsoever he saith. Therefore I say unto you, what things soever you desire when you pray, believe that you'll receive them and you shall have them. Meaning what? Obviously, you're not going to have an actual mountain move, but you got to understand the power of the Most High. He has the power to make mountains move, to divide an ocean, to, send fire from the sky. That's why you got to have such delusional faith in the Most High that he's going to get you to where you need to be. And the main thing of all this is you got to understand that when you make decisions based off of what Yahushua would do, you obviously understand your foundation is not to be lavish, it's not to be fleshly, it's not to be carnal. Because when you're making prayers that go against the Most High's will, honestly, you just causing yourself to sin and go off more often than not all the time, but more often than not. So you got to understand that first. And then the next thing is once you get an understanding, because that's pretty much the foundation. Again, when you build in the house, you got the foundation first. You want to do this. This is the book of I think I forgot it. Isaiah 47. Damn, I forgot, man. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna find. I think it's Jeremiah 17.
Hey, while you're getting that, I want to hit a quick one as well. Just going into that topic right there, the spirit, just harkening into the spirit and how the spirit of the Most High via the word of the Most High, will guide you to making the right decisions. This is the book of Hebrews, the 5th chapter, and the 10th verse, going into Yahushua, called of Yahweh and high priest after the order of Melchizedek. That verse right there, and then continuing on, of whom we have many things to say and hard to be uttered, seeing ye are dull of hearing. For the time ye ought to be teachers, ye have need that one teach you again, which be the first principles of the oracles of Yahweh, and are become such as have need of milk and not of strong meat. For everyone that uses milk is unskillful in the word of righteousness, for he is a babe. But strong meat belongeth to them that are full of age, even those who by reason of use have their senses exercised to discern both good and evil. So going to show you that strong meat, and using that strong meat, we're going into what? Using that strong meat, going to what? Actually applying the principles of the scriptures, the wisdom of the word, the deeper level understandings of the word to your life, man. Because the strong meat is going into the harder to digest parts of this word, man. The things that cut the soul, if you're not in the proper, that cut your spirit, if you're not in the proper mindset, in the proper spirit to accept that this is the way of life. If you're still hearkening unto the world, not fully willing to fully give that up for the spirit, it's gonna cut you, man. It's gonna be tough to digest. That's why it's likened unto meat. But understanding of that meat, though, understanding of those deeper level concepts of the scriptures, those harder level, those harder to digest topics via the scriptures that you have to escape from the world in order to really fully grasp and take on and apply within your life. That's what's going to give you the spirit to discern between good and evil right there, man. That's what's going to give you the spirit to listen to the spirit working within you, as opposed to falling victim to your flesh every time a situation comes up where you got to make a decision.
Con, bro. And that leads me to the next point. You know, it's all of these things kind of connect together, man. It's not one thing fixes all. And this is the precept I was gonna get. This is Jeremiah 17:7. It says, "Blessed is the man that trusteth the Lord, and whose hope the Lord is. For he shall be as a tree planted by the waters, and that spreadeth out her roots by the river, and shall not see when heat cometh, but her leaf shall be green, and shall not be careful in the year of drought, neither shall cease from yielding fruit. The heart is deceitful above all things, the heart being the mind, and desperately wicked. Who can know it? I, the Lord, search the heart. I try to reign, even to give every man according to his ways and according to the fruit of his doing." So this is real heavy right here, because you got to trust in the Most High. You know, like Hitman said, you can't be haughty, you can't be proud, because first and foremost, when you think that's why we said yesterday, when you think you control your own destiny and you can manifest whatever you want, nigga, you're not gonna get no blessings. And honestly, the Most High gonna kill you in the great tribulation. You think you're gonna be able to outrun the beast system, bro? He gonna allow you to get killed, bro. I'm just being honest with all y'all brothers who think like that. But the second thing is that you got to understand that the Lord, he doesn't want to see you suffer. You see a lot of brothers, you know, they don't want to submit to the Most High because deep down they're still mad at the Most High about something. They're still angry to the Most High about something in his past. They're still upset. They're still, you know, depressed because, you know, and one thing that comes down to letting the spirit guide you is the mind aspect. Because what are you thinking in your mind? What's the scripture right there? It says, "I, the Lord, search the heart," aka the mind. "I try to reign, even to give every man according to his ways." So the ways is the commandments, but your mind is what you're thinking. Because a lot of you brothers don't understand that the Most High can read your mind. So the Most High can sense in your mind, your heart, that you don't really love him like you say you do, but you're trying to rely on him for things. Like example, somebody will be like, "Lord, can you please help me?" Like, why would the Most High help you when you're reluctant to call? And that's why a lot of people are going to get killed and destroyed in the great tribulation, because they hate the Most High. Because how do you hate the Most High? By hating his law, statutes, and commandments. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of you brothers hate the Most High, but you're trying to trust in the Most High. It's not going to work out. When you fully trust and submit yourself to the will of the Most High, and more importantly, you understand that the Most High controls everything and that he's going to guide you where you need to go, and you stop worrying about all this extra bullshit, then the Most High will allow you to be guided with the spirit. But when you try, it's like example, remember that boat analogy I said where you flow with the current of the river and you just have your little oar to keep you from going off? Well, when you brothers fighting with the Most High, basically you trying to turn your boat around and go against the current of the river. You're just going to be stuck in the same place and you're not going to move anywhere.
And the thing about it is right there, you know, you said something very heavy. You said, you know, the Most High sees your heart. He sees that you don't really love him. And it's like, because you're only seeking him when you need something. Hey, man, you got to seek the Most High when it's
early,
early, man. Or you got to seek
real quick. I just want to get this precept to hit on what Young High Five was saying. This is Psalms chapter 19, verse 7. "The law of the Lord is perfect, converting the soul. The testimony of the Lord is sure, making wise the simple." Now, if you're not humble and you egotistical, you gonna read that and say, "Man, I'm already smart, bro. What are you talking about? Like, I'm already wise. I know it. I already know this stuff. Like, I don't need to read the Bible. I don't need the Most High." You know what I'm saying? But the law of the Lord is perfect. That's why you're supposed to follow the law. That's why you do all these things. Because me, this is my personal testimony. I'm not the smartest person. No, really, nobody is, right? But once you get into these scriptures, because me personally, when it came to politics and stuff like that, man, I didn't know what the hell these people were talking about. I was just a regular nigga. But now, you see, oh, okay, this guy's controlled, that guy's controlled. Oh, okay, this is that prophecy. You know what I'm saying? The Most High could take you from a base being and raise you up to be a spiritual man, and the spirit will start working through you. You feel me? So making wise the simple. So you in the world you might be considered a dumb nigga, but when you come into this truth, all of a sudden you the Most High raises you up.
Exactly.
That's true. That's true. Like the Most High, through the Most High's counsel and understanding, you get true wisdom. You get true understanding. You get true discernment and discipline and things of that nature. You start to read. Because honestly, you start to read stories in the scriptures where real perseverance, discipline, honor, integrity had to be applied, and sometimes that may have cost you your life as well. So it really starts to put you in a more humbling state within yourself. You thinking, man, okay, I'm not doing what this prophet did. I'm not doing what this prophet. I'm just trying to get a portion of the spirit that they had. So Lord willing, I can be saved and do the work and things like that. But I'm not, now we head into that time period. But right now, at least, I'm not, getting constantly put into jail, like the Apostle Paul and Peter. I'm not getting beheaded like John the Baptist. I'm not, in a position where, I gotta have the laws in my possession, gotta teach hard-headed niggas, and that's my only, duty and role to do, like a Moses. You know what I'm saying? Things of that nature. Like you start to realize that you're not in those positions. So you start to humble yourself and realize, man, okay, I'm just trying to get a portion of that right there. And Lord will, that can guide me, that can take me, as far as Yahweh will allow me to go and things of that nature. And that helps you accumulate wisdom. You're not going to accumulate wisdom of the Lord if you think you got all the wisdom yourself. If you think that within your own belly you have a fullness of understanding, man. And I want to get this as well, but before I get that point right there, I want to hit this as well because it speaks to the point of, that both of y'all were speaking on just prior. This is the book of Proverbs, the 8th chapter, and the 17th verse. I love them that love me, and those that seek me early shall find me. So in regards to loving the Lord and things like that, the Lord loves who loves him. The Lord searches your heart. He sees where your spirit lies, and he knows if you're trying to hearken unto him. He knows that we're not perfect, but he knows if your heart is set and your heart is aright in improving yourself worthy to him. And he loves you for that because you're doing the one thing you have to do in order to show that you love the Lord. You got to seek him early, man. You got to consistently seek him. You can't just be seeking the Lord when you need something. You got to be seeking the Lord when it's more advantageous in a fleshly sense for you to seek Babylon, man. That's when you need to seek the Lord. You got to seek him early before the destruction. That's not talking about just early in life, which it can mean that too. I mean, all of us are young brothers, but it's not talking about seeking the Lord when you're 5 or 6. You don't have a full understanding then. It's talking about seeking him before the destruction comes, before the downfall of society, before the abomination of desolation, before Jacob's trouble. That's when you need to seek the Lord, because that's when that proves and shows that you care more about this truth than Babylon. That proves and shows that you're truly letting the Spirit of the Most High move and shaking you and working you, because in Babylon, you can work hard and get this, that, and the third, and completely forget about the Lord and ascend higher to a higher and higher level within the societal paradigm of this society. But in order to really hearken unto the ways of the Lord, you gotta, to an extent. Now, of course, I'm not saying you don't try to still do your thing in the world and still provide for yourself. And of course, we use the world, we don't abuse the world. But in order to really truly seek the Lord, you got to seek him early, meaning seek him before everything goes down. And you can't do that while simultaneously trying to seek Babylon to the fullest extent as well. You got to choose one or the other, man.
Khan, that's what separates the elect. He's got to be on your mind constantly. You got to be wondering about him. And real quick, I wanna get this precept, and I'm gonna let you continue, Malak. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 19. For the wisdom of this world is foolishness with Yahweh. For it is written, he taketh the wise in their own craftiness. And again, the Lord knoweth the thoughts of the wise, that they are vain. Therefore, let no man glory in men, for all things are yours. So when I read me personally, when I read that scripture, who do I think of? I think of Elon Musk. You know, people glorify him because of SpaceX or whatever he's doing. Bill Gates,
Zuckerberg.
well, yeah, Warren Buffett, dudes like that. You know what I'm saying? That's foolishness to the Most High. You know what I'm saying? When you
And
get into these scriptures, you really surpass them, because as much worldly knowledge as they have, the spiritual knowledge is way better than that. Because if you on a certain level spiritually, you might not understand what they talk about, but if they explain it to you a little bit, and you can correlate it to the scriptures, man, you have way more understanding than they could ever have.
Con. And the thing about it is too, you understand when you I like that you mentioned those so-called moguls names and things like that, because when you understand the spiritual context and that the Most High works in favor for those that love him. Let me just pull that real quick in Romans the 8th chapter, just to back what I just said up with a precept. Romans 8 and 28. Actually, I'm gonna go Romans 8 and 27 to 28. Romans 8 and 27, and he's like, he that searcheth the hearts knoweth what is in the mind of the Spirit, because he maketh intercession for the saints according to the will of Yahweh. Who are the saints, man? The saints are the Israelites, but specifically in this time period, is the elect of the nation of Israel. But continuing on, and we know that all things work together for good to them that love Yahweh, to them who are the called according to his purpose. The reason why I wanted to get that right there is because you mentioned those tech moguls, your Elon Musk, your Zuckerbergs, your Bill Gates, your Warren Buffetts of the world, or things like that. At the end of the day, what they've done with those inventions on the highest level spiritually, it's provided I'll say it's provided an avenue for brothers to get understanding of the Most High and his word. That's what a lot of these people in the world don't realize. Yes, you can do some great things and meet people, and you can have access to things and information and knowledge to all different a wide array of topics at the click of a button with these social media platforms and with a platform like YouTube. But on its highest level spiritually, it has those social media and tech platforms have served to get to get brothers into understanding of moving with the Spirit, to get brothers into understanding of who your power is, who's in control of everything, who you need to hearken unto, what you are outside of the societal paradigm that Esau pushed you in: Black, Latino, Native American, Mexican, Colombian, Dominican, Black American, Haitian. Outside of those titles that Esau Edom has trained and programmed you to hearken unto and to view yourself as, you start to learn, no, I'm not Mexican, I'm an Israelite. I'm not Haitian, I'm an Israelite. I'm not Nigerian, I'm an Israelite. You start to learn. Yeah, go ahead.
Real quick, I like how you phrased that, because life is a game. And once you stop saying I'm not Mexican, I'm an Israelite, I'm not Black, I'm an Israelite, you just leveled up in the game, bro. You just leveled up spiritually.
You did, and that was the point of all that. At the end of the day, that was the whole point of all these social media platforms and the internet and YouTube and things like that, is to wake up the elect, like it says.
And
he make it. Yeah, let me get this real quick.
Do you know that? Okay, my bad.
I was gonna say, because going into that, it's served as a tool to wake up the elect ultimately, because like it says, because he maketh intercession for the saints according to the will of Yahweh, and we know that all things work together for the good to them that love the Most High. Who are the ones that love the Most High in truth and sincerity? It's the elect, man. It's the hopeful elect of the nation and nobody else. So everything that the Most High has done, that all the tools he's given Esau Edom to use for societal advancement at its highest level spiritually, it's being used to teach brothers how to move with the Spirit, and teach brothers how to hearken unto your power in truth and sincerity, and get the message of this truth. That's been the ultimate purpose with it at the end of the day.
And Malak, I just want to, the internet is in the Bible, and I'm trying to remember the precept. You know that where it talks about the unicorn, or
Yeah, I read that shit yesterday.
Yeah.
what verse is that?
Let me see.
I think that's in Jeremiah, or it's in it's either Isaiah, Jeremiah, or Ezekiel, but I forgot, bro. You probably gotta Google that, bro.
Let me see. Because I just wanted to bring that up because
Hey, what you gonna make the point? Because if not, I got another point from what he said earlier. I wanted to bring out what you said, Malak, where you said a lot of people calling upon him as like a last man standing, as if he's kind of like a simp, trying to take back a beautiful woman who's being used by the world. Like, it's not how it worked like that. This is Proverbs 1, and I'll go to 28. Then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me, for that they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of the Lord. They would none of my counsel, they despise on me my reproof. Therefore shall they eat of their fruit of their own way and be filled with their own devices. You got to understand, the Most High remembers every single thing you do. And until you have that moment of repentance and you actually change your ways, he's going to stack up all those debts that you've had. Like Malak says, a spiritual saving account. You can also go into debt. So a lot of times what happens is brothers have a huge decision, and a lot of times they know who the Most High is, but because they don't want to follow him, they're not really storing anything up for them to actually use for a big time decision. And a lot of times you brothers got to understand, the reason why you feel like the spirit isn't on you enough is because you're not doing that. And a lot of times, that might sound crazy, but it's like, hey, you got to always be reflecting on yourself, man. That at the end of the day, if you feel like the spirit isn't on you to make certain moves, it usually comes down to your level of discernment and your level of knowledge. And if you don't have knowledge and discernment, it means you're probably not putting enough effort, not only with the scriptures, but also you got to apply the scriptures to your life. Because when you apply the scriptures to your life, you actually see everything in the Bible coming to effect in the world. So you got to remember that. And because you don't have any real knowledge and understanding, the Most High doesn't give you spiritual lenses. Because if you have spiritual lenses, you'll be able to see the spirit and where it takes you. Not literally like on some they live type shit, but you start to know and understand when the timing is right, but we're going to get into that a little bit later. But y'all brothers going to make y'all point on that last thing y'all was talking about.
Just before we go into that, if you found a precept hit, man, I want to get this right here as well, to harken on to the point that you just made in terms of the of true understanding, what you have to do to get true understanding. This is the book of Proverbs, the 12th chapter and the 14th verse. A man shall be satisfied with good by the fruit of his mouth, and the recompense of a man's hand shall be rendered unto him. The way of a fool is right in his own eyes, but he that heareth but he that hearkeneth unto counsel is wise. A fool's wrath is presently known, but a prudent man covereth shame. He that speaketh truth showeth forth righteousness, but a false witness deceit. I wanted to get that right there because it's showing you right here that a fool, man, you're being a fool when you think that you got it all. You're being a fool when you think that you don't need to constantly seek, counsel. We don't need to constantly seek, counsel from the Lord via the scriptures, man, via proper, understanding
the scriptures, but the proper interpretation of the scriptures.
Exactly, the proper interpretation of the scriptures, man. That's where you get true counsel from, man. That's where if you're not doing that, you can't complain. Why is spirit not on me? Why do I not feel the Most High Spirit working in me? Why don't I have the Spirit to do the work? Hey, man, it's maybe because you're not hearkening unto wise counsel, man. You're not taking the time out of your life to hearken unto counsel. Meaning what? Reading the scriptures, watching brothers' videos, researching information in terms of other books and things like that that prove the scriptures. All three of those things you need to be doing, man. You got to constantly occupy yourself in wise counsel.
This is a good precept. Proverbs 13:13. Whoso despiseth the word shall be destroyed, but he that feareth the commandment shall be rewarded. So you're not getting rewarded in your life, man. I mean, it's just a reflection of who you are as a man.
Yeah, go ahead and get 14 too.
Let me flip it real quick. The law of the wise is a fountain of life to depart from the snares of death. Good understanding giveth favor, but the ways of transgressor is hard. So good understanding gives favor. A lot of you brothers is wondering how to let the spirit guide you. You don't even really know what the spirit is. You niggas think it's a dove coming down from the sky, dog. Like you
don't know
think,
what the spirit is because
the spirit is the third entity of the Most High, dog. That's
and
how lost you niggas are.
And the scriptures, it talks about knowledge a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And bro, you're not gonna have the spirit on you. You're not gonna have that faith if you don't have the knowledge, because once you get the knowledge and you read in the scriptures and you can apply it to your everyday life, or you see certain things and you read another book and it matches up, or you read a prophecy and you see that prophecy being fulfilled, you're like, bro, there's no reason for me not to have faith. Like, I know this is real. I see it happening. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's no reason for me to be that afraid of whatever is going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Because you understand that this is all being controlled by the Most High. You know what I'm saying? So that's a big thing for me anyway. When it comes to my faith, is like the Most High is in control of all of this. He spoke this into existence before, and now it's happening.
Facts, bro.
And I want to get a quick one. Going into
and after that one, I want to get into those brothers who feel like they've built a certain amount of faith, but feel like the spirit's still kind of off and on.
All right, this is the book of Proverbs, the 15th chapter, and the 19th verse. The way of the slothful man is as a hedge of thorns, but the way of the righteous is made plain. Man, that's heavy right there, man. That's heavy, because think about a hedge of thorns. You can't get through a hedge of thorns without getting pricked, man. You can't just walk right through some thorns and nothing happened to you. That's that you can relate that to. The spirit can't properly get to you if you slothful, man. If you slothful, there's gonna be too many pricks within your mind frame, within your mental function, that the spirit is not gonna be able to properly pierce through that and get right to you, man. But it says, but the way of the righteous is made plain. So the righteous, the ones who are doing what? Seeking that counsel, seeking the Lord early and things like that. The spirit is going to be made plain to those brothers, man, because it goes back to you're not slothful in business, man. And I want to get another precept to go into that point as well about being slothful, not being slothful in business. I'm going to go to Romans 12. Romans 12 and 11. Not slothful in business, fervent in spirit, serving the Lord. So you can't be slothful in business, not focused on doing whatever you can to serve the Lord, and think that you're going to get proper understanding of the spirit. Like it says, the way of a slothful man is as a hedge of thorns, man. There's going to be the spirit is trying to get to you. It's going to be some thorns to pierce through that. It doesn't properly get all the way there. It falls off here and there. You gets cut, and it doesn't get to it in a plain and straight way. It doesn't get to you in a plain and a concise and a clear, direct way. But the righteous is made plain. Means guess what? The righteous man, the man that's not slothful, the man that's seeking, the man that's doing his very best to get understanding. That spirit is a direct connection to him, because he's not doing those things that cause a stumbling block, aka being slothful.
And you gotta go through them thorns, because them thorns are what build your faith.
Gone.
Hey, facts, bro. And that's actually a great point, because I've been wanting to read this scripture in James 1 and 2. It says, my brethren, count it a joy when you fall into diverse temptations, knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience. But let patience have her perfect work, that you may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing. If any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of the Most High, that giveth to all men liberally and upbraideth not, and it shall be given him. But let him ask in faith, nothing waver. For he that wavereth is like a wave of the sea, driven with the wind and tossed. I just want to stop right there, because that's extremely important. Let him ask in faith, nothing wavering. For he that wavereth is like a wave of the sea. Sometimes, bro, like, when you asking the Most High to make a decision, a lot of you niggas be too fucking hasty, bro. You know, like, y'all be asking like lifelong decisions that can change where you're gonna live at and what you're gonna do. And you trying to get an answer in a day. Sometimes the Most High won't tell you for 2-3 days. Sometimes He might not
3
take
years.
3 years, man.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
True.
and the thing is with your faith, you got to understand what your faith is. You building your relationship with the Most High. You build that daily. So the thing that a lot of brothers got to understand is you can't doubt what you've done with the Most High. That's why I said if you love the Most High like you say you do, because if you say you love the Most High, your actions are going to follow. So whenever you say you love the Most High, when you have faith, you're not going to falter on things that you ask the Most High for. Example, dog, like I use an example. Well, I ain't gonna bring that shit up. But long story short, you know, before I got into truth, I wanted to move to Houston. And then lo and behold, when I got into truth, it was about 2 to 3 months after I went to Houston to kind of check out. I was gonna give myself an entire year before I moved so I could build myself up. I would get right financially. I would start my online coaching business so that way when I moved to Houston, everything was already set up. I could make more money based off my business, but live in a cheaper area. But lo and behold, the Most High didn't have that in store for me, but I wasn't going to stop myself from moving to Houston because I knew spiritually California was demonic as fuck. You know what I'm saying? So long story short, and I tell y'all brother this story all the time, all the things that I had prepared to have before I moved to Houston, they were taken away. The coaching business was taken away. Where I wanted to live was taken away. When I moved to Houston, I lost my ID, so I couldn't even check out any apartments. I just had to kind of go out on a whim. But the thing is, I knew that Houston was the final destination because I've been praying and I felt that the Most High was with me. So when everything looked dire, my account was overdrawn 150. I broke my phone. All type of dumb shit was happening. I always understood that this is what the Most High wanted me to do. So I was just going to go because I had so much patience and I knew that the Most High was going to be with me. And my faith didn't waver because, again, think about the river. There might be times where you on the river and you feel like you're about to tip over. You may feel like the river's not going there. You may feel like the river is going too fast. But when you always understand that the Most High has perfect timing and you need to trust the Most High, your faith is not going to waver when things get too hot or too cold. You're going to stay constant no matter what. And a lot of times what you brothers don't understand is that, bro, we've been in the last days for 2,000 years. So think about it. If Yahushua said the kingdom of heaven is near, and that was 2,000 years ago, the Most High is not moving at the pace that you want him to move at. He's moving at his own pace. So if you're praying to the Most High and asking him to give you certain things, you can't expect it overnight. You can't expect it, within a week. Sometimes it takes a few times because the Most High, he wants to still refine you some more. He still wants to prove you some more. And as a servant, you got to understand that we in this shit for life. You know what I'm saying? Our time limit is not for 7 years like Jacob, or then 7 years on top of that after he got his first wife. Our servitude to the Most High is forever. So no matter what situation we're in, we got to always stay faithful no matter what. And then in your mind, when you stop looking for a time period that something should happen, boom, it happens immediately.
Con, I got one to land back off what you just said that ties in perfectly to that point. This is the book of Sirach, the 2nd chapter, and the 7th verse. Actually, the 6th verse, Sirach. Believe in him, and he will help thee. Order thy way aright, and trust in him. Ye that fear the Lord, wait for his mercy, and go not aside, lest ye fall. Ye that fear the Lord, believe him, and your reward shall not fail. Ye that fear the Lord, hope for good, and for everlasting joy and mercy. Look at the generations of old, and see, did ever any trust in the Lord, and was confounded? Or did any abide in his fear, and was forsaken? Or whom did he ever despise that called upon him? For the Lord is full of compassion and mercy, long suffering and very pitiful, and forgiveth sins and saveth in times of affliction. So honestly, man, like just because the Most High is not answering your prayer right then and there, man, that don't mean the Most High ain't hearing you, man. That don't mean the Most High ain't hearing you. Did any ever call on the Lord and was confounded? Did any ever call on the Lord and the Lord didn't come through? The Lord's gonna come through when He sees it fit to come through. But you got to trust and you got to believe that he is. And sometimes, that's the Most High testing to see if you really that precious gold, man, to see if, you praying for this, that, and the third, you need the Most High to come through in a situation for you, but it may take you a little bit of hard work to get there. Like just praying is not going to take you away from having to put in them hours, man. It ain't going to take you away. Praying ain't going to take you away from you having to put in that hard work, because putting in that work, that shows you, number one, that you actually believe in what you pray for. And number two, it shows you that You know, you willing to prove to the Heavenly Father that you serious about what you're asking of Him, man. If you really want, if you praying to the Most High for wisdom, and you're not reading no precepts, and you're not watching no videos, and you're not, trying to get higher level understanding of some sort, then you don't really want wisdom, man. You just think that you do. You just, in your mind, it sounds good to have it. You like the idea of it within your mind, but you don't really want it that bad. If you really want to have deeper level understanding, but you can't humble yourself to understand that, so you may have to get it from a teacher, then you really don't want it, man. You just like the idea within your head of, I know this. You know what I'm saying? Or you want to say within your own mind and say to other people, or want to cast yourself as someone to others, that I got this for myself and not from someone else showing it to me, man. So you gotta, I use all those examples to show that, the Most High will provide in his time. The Most High will make it known, and will give you what you pray for in due season. But that doesn't mean that during the time while you may think He's not hearing you, or during the time while it's not coming to light, that means you stall. That means you just give up. That means you just turn your back on the Most High. Nah, show the Most High that you serious, man. Show the Most High you really want, what you're asking for. Like I said, if you want wisdom, get in this word, man. Getting this understanding. Humble yourself to know that you can't learn everything on your own, man. Do those things, and the Most High will surely give you that wisdom that you're seeking for.
And I want to bring out this precept in Proverbs 21:5. The thoughts of the diligent tend only to plenteousness, but of everyone that is hasty, only to want. Long story short, it's kind of hard to read the verbiage because this is a Proverbs, especially in this time period, it's kind of hard to understand. But basically what it means is, the thoughts of the diligent tend to the plenteous, but of everyone that is hasty, only to want. So whenever you're too hasty, you're too quick to move, you're never ever going to really be satisfied, because you got to have a calm, settling spirit. You see, the Most High, when you have faith, you're never too quick to do something, but you're never too delayed to do something. And that's the part where you kind of got to be in the middle. Yeah. More often than not, when you make hasty decisions, it's Satan. Example, if you're talking about moving somewhere within a 2-week period, you kind of being too hasty, bro. When you see a woman and she says she in the truth and you trying to fuck after 2 weeks, you probably being too hasty, bro. You probably haven't even thought about the things. I'll use an example. Y'all hit the brothers on the channel though. But long story short, there was a certain bop, there's certain somebody that I was kind of feeling out and whatnot. And when you talk on the phone and you have a certain emotion, you start getting riled up, like, damn, nigga, this shit gonna be fire. You start thinking all this other stuff, but then you think, I wonder what the Most High said about this. And you start watching videos and you start realizing the magnitude of what you can do with your actions. You're like, you know what? Based off of what I'm talking about with this female, I think I'm gonna vet her out longer to see what's going on. Or me moving to a new city, this job, let me research this job. Let me really see what this area is like. Let me see what this area is like with the V card. You know what I'm saying? Because when you actually start to analyze things, you start to realize most things are not the best decision for you. And you got to be able to first and foremost balance it with looking at things, but also at the same time not overthinking things. Because when you overthink things, you're not letting the Most High take care of things. And that's what Yahweh told us not to do. He told us not to worry. And I get that precept in Matthew. And then I know Hitman, you're going to say your point. So this is the book of Matthew, chapter 6. And I think it's verse 40 or something like that. Let me see. Matthew 6, chapter 25. Therefore I say unto you, take no thought for your life, what you shall eat, what you shall drink, nor for your body, what you shall put on. Is not the life more than meat, and the body more than raiment? And I want to go down into verse 31. Therefore take no thought, saying, what shall we eat, or what shall we drink, or wherewithal shall we be clothed? For after all these things do the Gentiles seek. For your heavenly Father knoweth that you have no need of all these things, but seek you the first the kingdom of the Most High and his righteousness. All these things will be added unto you. So Yahushua is saying, especially when you in this truth, man, especially in the times we are right now, he's saying, don't think that the Most High is not going to take care of you. Don't think that the Most High doesn't have a plan for you. Don't think that you have to put things into your own hands. Understand that the Most High is going to guide you and lead you when you seek him first. By what? Following his law, statutes, and commandments, and doing the works that you feel is sufficient enough in the spirit. So when you do those things, that's what's going to allow you to have a more temper minded. And a lot of it just comes with experience, but like, you know, you're not going to have the same temperance as me. I'm 25. Some of y'all 18, 19, but like, y'all haven't made those decisions where the Most High, you had to rely and pray and ask him for a blessing. Some of y'all, honestly, have been catered by your parents your entire life. So it's a different type of feeling when you living on your own compared to when you living with your family. Like, you never really had to rely fully on faith before. And some of y'all need that so that way you can get used to it when the great tribulation happens. Because if you never put yourself in a position where you actually have to rely on the Most High solely, then it's going to be very hard for you to build up your spirit if you never put yourself in those type of predicaments.
Just real quick, I just want to hit on this point real quick, because you made a great point when you spoke earlier on, you know, what would the Most High think of this in regards to you know, certain situations and whatnot, whatever brothers are dealing with, that, you know, you could act hastily on. You made a good point when you said, what would the Most High, you know, what would the Most High what would the Most High say? How would the Most High move? Like, of course, our ways are not as good as his ways, but you know what I mean? Like, what would the Most High, how would the Most High instruct me, you know, in doing this? What did he lay before me to instruct me for a situation like this? So going back to that Sirach 2, going back to that verse 8, it says, ye that fear the Lord, believe him, and your reward shall not fail. So what is going into believing the Lord? Believing the Lord is going into going back to his word and believing in the word as a guide for your decision making. That's what that's going into right there. So like when you get in those time periods where you could act hastily, you go back to the precepts, go back to the word, and examine the word in regards to your particular situation, and allow that to be the base, allow that to be the guideline for you to make the proper decision. Don't just move on a whim within your own spirit, but allow the word of the Lord to be the moving factor and the catalyst, you know, for you in your own decision making process, man. That's what going and believing him is. Because honestly, if you don't do that, you really don't believe that the words of the Most High are more important than your words, man. You really believe in yourself. You think, and we can catch ourselves in that position at times where, you know, we just want something to work out so badly, and you know, we want this so badly that we just, you know, I'm gonna just do it, man. You don't pray on it, you don't fast on it, you don't examine the scriptures on it, but you just do it. We all get in that spirit at times. But you got to remember, man, you know, you're going back to that Sirach 2 and 10, actually 6, and I'm going to get 10. Believe in him and he will help thee. Order thy way right and trust in him. So believe in him, meaning what? Like I said, going back to the precepts, and he will help thee, meaning what? His word will help you and guide you through your decision-making process. That spirit, like going back to the title, that spirit via the word will guide you in that decision-making process, but you will only get that through your belief in him. And in the time period we're in right now, of course, that comes through prayer, number one, and that also comes through, you know, examining the word and seeing the words that were written before, like the scriptures say, the things written aforetime or told for our learning, man. So we got to go examine the scriptures, showing our belief in the Most High and his Son, so that we value that as the as the guide for our life, and then that will allow the Most High and activate the Most High to help you in that situation, because he sees that, hey, you went through my word, you trusted me. All right, now I'm gonna move some divine intervention. I'm gonna put this in your spirit via you examining the word. I'm gonna literally take you. I'm gonna literally have, it's like you've been in situations, right, where you've been thinking on something. You open the Bible, you go to that exact precept that you wanted, man. That's the Most High working on your behalf via your spirit to guide you to the right knowledge and the right advice that you need at that particular time. You literally open the book and boom, that's the exact precept you need at that time. It's the exact precept.
There was one thing that happened with me when y'all brothers know, there was a brother who came to my house, and I was like, long story short, this nigga came unannounced. He wasn't at my house, but like he was coming to my city and shit. And I was like, what the fuck? And then I was thinking to myself, like, He's have to come at like 4 o'clock in the morning. I don't really know him. I'm like, damn, what should I do? And I literally, I think I forgot what happened, but I remember I prayed to the Most High, like, Most High, like, what should I do? Like, and then basically the Most High took me to literally I opened my Bible and I flipped it, and it took me to 1 John chapter 4 verse 1 in regards to beloved, believe not every spirit, but test every spirit to make sure that it is of the Most High, for there are many deceiving spirits. So because I had sat back and I thought like, well, the brother is moving for the faith, but at the same time, I don't know him. So maybe what I should do is I should find a way to test him, but also help him out at the same time. So when that happened, you know, I kind of thought about it, and it kind of worked out, because at the end of the day, you know, I helped the brother out. I helped calm his mind because he didn't know what the fuck he was doing at that time period. And honestly, you know, Most High willing, you know, the brother get fully in the truth or whatever. But because I did that, you know, I allowed that brother to kind of build on his foundation, because he wasn't in the right place, you know. And a lot of times for y'all brothers, man, this is one aspect that a lot of y'all brothers don't understand. But a lot of times letting the spirit guide you is by actually having the Most High Spirit in conversation. What does the precept say? Just know that when 2 or more are gathered in my name, know I am there. A lot of y'all brothers be trying to figure shit out on your own. Now, this is what you got to understand. At the end of the day, you make the final decision, but you got to have counsel. A lot of y'all brothers, how can you trust the Most High if you can't even trust the brother in the truth? You know what I'm saying? Like, you're a body, bro. You're not one man. You're not a one-man wrecking crew. A lot of niggas be wanting to make decisions on their own. Sometimes it's good to have a counselor, because it says in Ecclesiastes, what is it, Sirach 6:6, where it says have one counselor out of 1,000. I think that's what it is. Oh no, yeah, Sirach 6:6, be in peace with many, nevertheless have but one counselor of 1,000. You know, that's in reference to not having too many counselors, but in my honest opinion, that can be in reference to having the Most High as your counselor. You know what I'm saying? Always ask the Most High, but sometimes you can't ask him directly, but you can have 2 to 3 brothers that you truly trust, you know, truly trust with certain information, or a brother who's skilled at something, but also in the spirit. Ask him, what do you think I should do? You know what I'm saying? And get the best opinion, and make sure it's a brother you can trust. And then once you do that, get a piece of paper, look at the things that are, because the thing is, somebody can give you advice from their perspective, but at the end of the day, you know yourself better than anybody else. So sometimes you got to look and see, what are the things that I really want in this life that's going on? Do I want to get better physically? Do I want to get better financially? Do I want to be more sociable? Do I want to grow in the spirit? And then when you get all the advice from everybody else, then you kind of make a game plan. And then once you make the game plan, you pray to the Most High to make a way. Because if it's what the Most High wants for you to do, he will make a way for you to do it.
Con, absolutely. The Most High will pave that pathway if, you know, if he sees it fit for you in that particular moment, in that particular, you know, environment that you may be in, or phase of your life that you may be in. If he wants it for you, he'll pave the way for you for that to happen. But if you take that proper counsel, you believe him, you examine your actions before you make decisions. You examine through his word to see if, you know, what you thinking lines up with his word, and then you go along with it and things of that nature. You always got to examine the word for the foundation of your decision making. That's so important. I just want to get a precept just to round this point out. This is the book of Proverbs, the 3rd chapter, and the 5th verse. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. Be not wise in thine own eyes. Fear the Lord, and depart from evil. It shall be health to thy navel, and marrow to thy bones. Honor the Lord with thy substance, and with the first fruits of all thine increase. And I'm gonna go down to verse 13. Happy is the man that findeth wisdom, and the man that getteth understanding. For the merchandise of it is better than the merchandise of silver, and the gain thereof than fine gold. She is more precious than rubies, and all the things thou canst desire are not to be compared unto her. So just that wisdom, man, helps you, infuses you to be in a proper mind frame to let the spirit move within you. The spirit of who? The spirit of the Most High to move within you, because you hearken unto wisdom, meaning that you search and examine the word, you trust in the Most High, trust in the Lord, you know, to make proper decisions, to to pattern your life and things of that nature. You weren't hasty and thinking in your own head, my way is better than the Lord's way. Nah, man, you humble yourself, you go to the Lord for counsel, you pray, you read through his word, and you let that be the avenue, and you let that pave the avenue, for things within your life and things of that nature. But I want to get just one more in the same book, Proverbs. I want to go to Proverbs, the 22nd chapter. This is Proverbs, the 22nd chapter and the 17th verse. Bow down thine ear and hear the words of the wise, and apply thine heart unto my knowledge. For it is a pleasant thing if thou
Your microphone is like staticky and shit, bro.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's better, bro.
This is Proverbs 22 and 17. Bow down thine ear and hear the words of the wise, and apply thine heart unto my knowledge. For it is a pleasant thing if thou keep them within thee. They shall withal be fitted in thy lips, that thy trust may be in the Lord. I have made known to thee this day, even to thee. And I'm gonna stop there. That trust in the Lord, man. You gotta showing trust in the Lord means applying your ear to him, means applying your understanding to him. It means, searching him for proper decision making and things of that nature, man. And that's going to allow, like it says, for it is a pleasant thing if that shall keep within thee, they shall withal be fitted in thy lips. Meaning what? It's that wisdom and that understanding is going to properly guide you to make the proper decisions, whether that be with the tongue, whether that be within your actions, whether that be when battling flesh and spirit, whatever that
people around you,
the people, yeah, exactly, the people around you, whatever it is, it's going to give you it's going to give you the proper understanding. Because think about it. What you say, it says shall be fitted in thy lips. Think about it. What you say is a culmination of what's in your mind, your body, and your spirit, ultimately. So what you say is a physical manifestation of what's within your spirit. So how you let the spirit properly guide you, you bow down your ear to the words of the wise, like it says in Proverbs 22 and 17. And what are the words of the wise, man? The prophets, the disciples, ultimately the Most High, because the Most High work within them to speak those words, man, to have these words written down for us to have proper understanding today. Like I said, that's a pleasant thing that will be fitted within thy lips. Like I said, meaning what? You'll expressly say it, but what is that? It's a manifestation of what's deeply rooted within your spirit.
Mm-hmm. And I want to get this in Wisdom of Solomon 9 and 11. For she knoweth and understandeth all things, and she shall lead me soberly in my doings and preserve me in her power. So shall my works be acceptable, and then shall I judge your people righteously and be worthy to sit in my Father's seat. What man is he that can know the counsel of the Most High? So it says she knoweth and understands all things, and she leads me soberly. I mean, this is the spirit of Yahweh Shah, obviously talking, but she'll lead you soberly. So think about it. If you're not in a sober state, like I said at the beginning, how can she lead you? Because you're drunk off the whore of Babylon. A lot of y'all brothers be too fucked up with the weed. Y'all be too drunk off the lean and the Percocets, and some of y'all be too drunk off the pussy, man. You're not focused, dog. Like, you got to stay focused. That's the main thing about this truth. You got to be sober, because when you on a straight and narrow path, again, any misstep can have you fall off. So when you're in this truth, you got to be looking at every step. You got to look ahead, but you also got to look at every step, which is what? Your day-to-day, your dealings. You walking. You see what I'm saying? Now, as you get better in the spirit, you're not going to have to be, because think about when you tight roping. When you first start, you're going to make small steps here, small steps there. But just like a baby in this truth. First you crawl, then you walk, then you run. A lot of y'all brothers can't run in this truth right now because you're still extremely young and you're still extremely new, and you haven't made, like I said, you haven't made those decisions. And then I just want to get this in Wisdom of Solomon 8. It says, chapter 7, it says, and if a man loves righteousness, her labels are virtuous, for she teaches temperance and prudence. Meaning what? Temperance meaning, like I said, balance, staying calm, and prudence, justice, and fortitude, which are things as men can have nothing more profitable in their life. Damn, I think I read the wrong one. My fault. Fuck, man, I think I read the wrong one. I think it's verse 10. Therefore, I propose to take her to me to live with me, knowing that she would be a counselor of good things and a comfort in cares and grief. So what does that mean? She would be a counselor of good things. What? Wisdom. So when you're making a decision, you always got to be thinking about making a wise decision. Always, man. Because the spirit will always make you get a wise decision. And a lot of times it's not wise from a quote unquote carnal or earthly level, but a spiritual level. So sometimes when you're making a wise decision in your mind, you don't understand it because you can't see it. But again, the Most High, he's the Ancient of Days, past, present, future. He already knows what's the best decision for you. And how do you seek him? Through the wisdom, through getting the understanding. So they all work hand in hand. And getting back on that point that I talked about pussy, you brothers got to always make decisions based off of two things. What is going to keep you spiritually right and what is going to keep you financially stable? Because you can't be spiritually right. I mean, you can, but it's a lot harder when you're not financially stable. So you always got to have the spirit, the Most High one, money too. If you niggas is making decisions based off of your dick to get pussy or, you know, to be seen amongst men or, you know, to do all to get lit, to turn up, you gonna fuck up yourself. When I moved from Cali to Houston is lit. It can be lit. But the reason why I moved is because it's 40% of what I was paying in California. You know what I'm saying? And more importantly, I was getting away from my old carnal life because my old life was pulling me in. Now, when I moved to Houston, looking back at it, I thought I was doing it for these worldly things, but it was really to just gird me up in the spirit. Now that I'm girded up in the spirit, I can go somewhere else because I already got what I need from Houston. But I made the decision based off of spirit and based off of finances. When y'all make a decision based off the spirit, always start off with what's best for you spiritually, and then whatever you think is important after that, you know, list it off and then see what place or what decision is best for you.
Con, and I wanna land back on that with another one, because like you brought up the point about you know, the right decision for you and the right environment that you need to be in, and putting aside, you know, old ways and taking on new ways of the spirit, because we got to keep in mind with all these things, man, like you got to put yourself in the best position to be in the spirit as much as possible, and you know what that is for you. And I want to get this precept right here to go into that. This is the book of 1 Corinthians, the 6th chapter and the 12th verse. All things are lawful unto me, but all things are not expedient. All things are lawful for me, but I will not be brought under the power of any. That's real heavy. I wanted to get in that because it's lawful to have multiple women. It's lawful to have as many women as you want to have, man. It's lawful. You can have as many women as you want, man. You can have as much money as you want. You know, you can have as much riches and as much high life things as you want. You can you know, have as much things as the world that you want. It's not unlawful to have those things, but are they expedient for your spirit, man? Meaning, what are they helpful for the betterment of your spirit? Are they helpful for you? And oftentimes, when we examine ourselves and we look at our life, man, I know what me personally, dog. I'm gonna be real, dog. If I had a bunch of women with me right now, bro, I probably wouldn't be on this live stream right now.
That's a beautiful point, man. Because, like you said, you could have all the women you want in this world, and you can have all the money you want in this world. But you also got to understand, Satan works through all of those things.
Yep. Which is why, even though it's lawful, it's not always helpful to have an abundance of those things in a society where Satan, you know, has the Most High has given him access to this world and to go to and fro in the world, you know, looking to see if he can take you down.
And again, that's where the scripture comes in. Seek out your own salvation. You got to know what you are about, and you got to understand yourself and where you stand with your heart, with your power.
Hey, DG, what you was going to say?
I had a precept. My bad. Y'all been killing it. I've been needing to listen because I needed this advice.
No problem, bro.
Come on.
This is the Ecclesiasticus chapter 27, verse 26 through 30. Oh, actually, no, this is 28 through 30. For all things are not profitable for all men, neither have every soul pleasure in everything. Be not unsatiable. I don't even know what that means. Be not
Unsatiable
in any dainty thing, nor too greedy upon meats. For excess of meats bringeth sickness, and surfeiting will turn into choler. Right? So too much of anything, like Malak said with the women, man. It make you sick spiritually.
It do. Especially in this society that we in right now. Because think about it. In this society, I mean, Satan got the woman's mindset wrapped around him like it's nothing. Like it. That shit is light work to Satan, dog. To get the woman, that's light work. That's easy work right there. So it's like in this society. Now, I'm not saying that having women is a bad thing. No, of course not. We as brothers, that's what we like. There ain't nothing wrong with that. But you got to examine your spirit and see if that's profitable for you. Because like DG read and Sirach, going and not being those dainty meats. You think about meat. What is meat? Now, meat is something that's very satisfying. Meat is extremely pleasant taste for you to eat. If it satiates you, it fills you up, and it gives you a very satisfying feeling within your stomach. It's very filling, when you eat it. And so you apply that satisfying feeling. That's why meat is used right there. Basically going into things that satisfy you. Don't be so dainty in things that satisfy you, man. Like, because ultimately that's going to put you in a mindset of stagnation. And then when that's the case, the spirit of the Most High can't properly work within you, man, because now you're gonna be slothful, you're gonna be lazy, you're not gonna be on fire for this truth. You're gonna be kind of like, I'll read when I get a chance, but I'd rather do this. I'll do the work when I feel like it, but I'd rather do this because you overindulge yourself in things that aren't extremely profitable in the time period that we in. Now, when we get in the kingdom, that's a totally different story because we're gonna be in our rest. With Satan not gonna have access, like he does like he does in this society. Like the scriptures say, the world is given to the hand of the wicked. So of course, the physical demons say, and also Satan, the physical manifestation of Satan via Esau, Edom. It ain't gonna be the case. That ain't gonna be the case in the kingdom. In the kingdom, we're gonna be at our rest. We're gonna be fully in righteousness. We're gonna have the law, statutes, commandments written within us, to where we're literally gonna be programmed to never go off in the kingdom. So that's completely different. You can have all the expedient things that you want. Everything's gonna be expedient for you in the kingdom because it's gonna be a perfect place for the Israelites. But in this society, you got to examine your spirit and see, hey man, is this helping me out in my spiritual journey? And if it's not, then you need to limit. If it's not acting as a direct help, you need to limit it as much as you possibly can. Not saying that you don't do it. I would never tell brothers to not do things that bring you satisfaction. I'm not doing that myself. I'm gonna be. I ain't doing that myself, man. I'm gonna do things that bring me fleshly satisfaction. I damn sure am. But you monitor it and you keep everything in its proper perspective, and you don't overindulge because that's gonna take you out of the mind frame to allow the spirit of the Most High to work properly within you for you to constantly search, like JT said, for you to constantly search out your own salvation with fear and trembling, for you to constantly acquire wisdom and understanding and knowledge, which you're gonna need for the times we ahead. It's all about managing, things for you as a man in your life as a man at the end of the day.
And I just wanted to get this point. That was beautiful what Malak was saying. And brothers got to understand too. Like when you might see certain brothers in the truth, or just certain people in general with a lot of things that you wish you could have, but you got to understand, like Young High Flyers be saying, and I believe he made a video on this. Just because you see a brother in Babylon with like 15 wives, hey man, that doesn't mean it's for you, man. You're not supposed to be hating on that. And you got to, and brothers, when the spirit starts dealing with you, you got to stop looking at that as, man, the Most High must hate me because I ain't got this, or I ain't got that. No, man, like the Most High knows you better than you know yourself.
Mm-hmm.
He might look at you and say, hey man, I don't want you to get that because I know you might not be able to deal with that yet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you never know what's in store for you.
And it's funny, you out there looking at thinking like, damn, that's the best thing I could have, not realizing the best thing you could have is on you, the spirit, bro.
Spirit, exactly. That's the best thing.
And you can listen to all these celebrities talk, bro. Like all these celebrities are depressed as hell. They on all kind of drugs. Like that crap can't be as good as they want to make it seem.
Con. I mean, that's why the scriptures say the love of money is the root of all evil, man. Not saying that it in itself is evil, but the love of it over this wisdom, the searching out of it, and more than searching out the wisdom of the scriptures, that allows evil to spring up within your life, because now you're viewing that as that you're viewing that for validation, satisfaction, just anything that you can, and you express yourself via that instead of it's or what's the word I'm looking for? You base yourself by those things instead of validating and basing yourself and defining it. That's what you define yourself by those things instead of defining yourself by the Spirit of the Most High.
And if all that falls tomorrow, your spirit is gone. You're
exactly
done.
You don't have no chance, man. Because like you said, if all that falls tomorrow, you done, because that's all perishable, man. It's all subject to change via the whims of society. But what's never subject to change is the Most High's word and His Spirit, man. And that's something you store up within yourself, so you always got that on you.
For I am the Lord, I change not.
Exactly. And I want to say this for some of you brothers, man, because don't get me wrong, a lot of us brothers got different locks. Now, me personally, I talk with Malak, talk with Hitman. We're very spiritual brothers. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we're not on these lives for our fucking health. It's because we love it first and foremost, but it's because we understand that this is, one of the best forms of work that we can do for the Most High. One thing that you brothers got to do is when it comes to the spirit, you got to evaluate the times that you're in, man. If you unsure about what you need to do, just remember what Yahweh Shai said, man. This is verse 20, Matthew 6:21. I was reading this earlier. You obviously lay up your treasures in heaven, not upon earth. It says, for where your treasure is, there will your heart also be. The light of the body is the eye. If therefore your eye be single, your whole body shall be full of light. Meaning what? If you're focused on that one thing, your whole body will be shining of it. When you're focused on the light, the works, your whole body will resonate. But if your eye be evil, the whole body shall be full of darkness. If therefore the light that is in you be darkness, how great is your darkness? No man can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve God and mammon. So, a lot of you brothers who are kind of on the fence or don't know what to do, and you've been feeling this way, like, I mean, bro, do what you love the most. And what you love the most should be the Most High. You know in your heart and in your spirit what you should do, and you're kind of confused on a worldly aspect, always ask yourself, what is best for my spirit? What will please the Most High? Because the Most High Son told you, take care of the righteousness first. Everything else will follow. You know what I'm saying? Even with me, when it came down to my job, I told y'all, but some of y'all brothers don't know this, but I was doing security, and one of the posts that I was at, they was talking about I lost 4 jobs just immediately. I was working one day, next day they said, yeah, we're looking for work for you. It was like about a month, 5-week period. I couldn't get this money. So I'm like, damn, what the fuck? But then I was like, you know what? Most High gonna take care of it. I'm doing the works. I'm praying to the Most High. He gonna take care of it. Next thing you know, the nigga Malak tell me about a food delivery service. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh shit. Next thing you know, food delivery I was trying to apply for 4 or 5 months. They just automatically accept me like the next day, both of them within a week. Next, I'm doing food delivery. I got another security job. Esau treating me like shit, and it's not good for my spirit. But because I made a faithful decision and decided to do and not panic and think, oh, I gotta apply every job. What am I gonna do? I gotta call my grandma, get some money. Nigga, what the fuck? Like, no, bro, calm down. Next thing you know, I quit that job. I've been doing this delivery shit for like 4 months, and I'm gonna be real. I like this shit. Like, obviously, I'm in Babylon, bro. It can't be great all the time, but out of all the shit that I'm doing, I like this more than anything. But it's because I focused on what I thought to myself. I'm not gonna work a job that tells me to work on the Sabbath. or the times we do the Bible study. I'm not gonna do a job that's gonna take too much time away from doing these videos. I want something that's gonna give me as much free time. Now y'all see me on the lives 4 or 5 times a week doing lessons, Sabbath, doing the Discord classes, because I made a decision based off of faith. And now I notice in times where I get short-handed, I run into a random sale. A nigga get a stimulus check all of a sudden. The Most High is watching over you, but it's because you're focused on the thing. I'm focused on the Most High, so all my decisions lead. And I'll tell y'all a crazy story. Now, I'm not going to tell you the full details, but I had an option to go somewhere where I could make more carnal money or go somewhere based off the spirit. And I told the Most High, Lord, I don't even care about none of this physical shit. It doesn't really matter to me. All I want to do is just do the works to wake up my lost sheep of Israel. And basically, the decision that I was going to make in order, I was going to sacrifice everything. It ended up me going back to the original place, which I thought of on a fleshy realm. But because I thought spiritually, the Most High, just like Solomon, he thought spiritually, how could he take care of his people? So the Most High gave him wisdom, and in turn, he got the money, the riches, the fame, and the glory. Y'all got to make y'all decisions spiritual first, and then worry about the other things later. Because when you put your full trust in the Lord, you're showing him that you're truly devoted to him, like he says. And when you think that way, you will have times where you overthinking things, but majority of the time, you just let the spirit rock with you, bro. And the Most High will. And then also, too, when you make these decisions and things don't work out the way you thought they were, now I'm not saying y'all cursing the Most High or nothing like that, but don't question and get all upset. You might have emotions, but understand, well, look, it didn't work out with that bitch. It's probably because the Most High don't want me to talk to her. It didn't work out with that job. It's probably because the Most High don't want me. You know what I'm saying? You really understand that the Most High has got you in the right place at the right moment, at the right time, no matter what.
Hey, let me ask you this. So, like you mentioned, you're in a position right now where you're not making as much bread. You don't have as much access to all the hoes and all that kind of shit. But let me ask you this. Are you in a much better position right now spiritually than you were in when you had access to all that?
Bro, I mean,
absolutely.
It's like it's to the point now where I can just feel certain things about certain people, and I can know, like it's something in my spirit's telling me something off, and then I call or I text or do something. It was literally what I thought it was. Like my discernment is getting to another level. My understanding is getting to another level. Y'all can hear it on the videos. Y'all, go back to my video 3-4 months ago, man. And even with the money thing, on the outside in, when I left that job in California making $7,000-8,000, I went to a job making $2,000. From a carnal perspective, people would say I'm fucking insane and I'm crazy. They literally think, why would you fucking do that? You're like, why would a lot of my carnal friends, they came and they visited me and they looking at me like, what are you doing, bro? Like, they don't want to tell me no shit like that, but I can just read their body language and I know what type of niggas they are. I'm like, okay. Except for my one true homie, shout out to you, bro. But at the beginning, it was kind of tough, especially with all the things that happened with the Texas snowstorm. over time, it put me in a perfect position. Now I'm on the panel with y'all. I got bros, I'm in a great position. I'm in a much better position financially because even when I had the money in California, I didn't have the discipline, Sophia, to fucking save my money. You know what I'm saying? So all those decisions that you made on a carnal aspect, they never work out because the Most High always has a curse on you if you're not going to do the lot that he wants you to do. But when you're in the spirit, first and foremost, he's always going to take care of you to whatever level he feels is right. It's not about what you think. It's about what he knows you can do. But more importantly, you always have that God and you always have that validation because the Most High is always walking with you. So you're never scared. You're never afraid because you always understand when you're on that river called life. I'm just going to keep using the analogy. You understand that you have a life jacket no matter what. So you always going to be in good hands until you get to where you need to go.
And the thing about it is too, it's like, it's ironic too when you look at it. It's like the more you put off what people perceive, quote unquote, living life to be, the more life you actually get within inside you. It's crazy how that works. It's like you get more of a lively spirit within inside you the more you put off what people perceive to be life. What people perceive to be life in the world, in terms of fast this, fast that, always having access to everything, overindulgence in everything. When you put that off, you get real life, man. You start to have you start to feel more, I'm not saying it's always going to be shiny, but I'm just saying that you start to feel more lively within your own spirit.
And real quick, I just want to, I like how you said that. Like I want to give an example for that. When it comes to fasting, right? You're putting off what the flesh wants. And through that, you feel more alive spiritually. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like you're putting away the food, you're putting away the soda or whatever you want, and you're doing it for the Most High, and you feel a closer spiritual feeling. You know what I'm saying? And I just want to get this precept right quick. This is 2nd Esdras chapter 14, verse 14. Let go from thee mortal thoughts, cast away the burdens of man, put off now the weak nature. What's that weak nature? That's your carnality. That's this flesh. And set aside the thoughts that are most heavy unto thee, and haste thee to flee from these times. Like the brothers were saying, like Young High Flowers was saying, you can't overthink things like that. Sometimes you just got to be like, hey man, I don't really know what I'm gonna do, but hey, the Most High is in control of everything, so I'm gonna just go. You feel me? That's how it's got to be. That's how once you're able to do that, that's when you know this your spirit is, your faith is
where
up
it needs
there.
to be. Yeah. And I want to read this one precept, and I'll give y'all a perfect example. Proverbs 3:5, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not unto your own understanding. So for those of y'all who've been following me before I was in the truth, and even since I've been in the truth, I always tell y'all brothers, one thing that I used to have to live for before I was in the truth is I felt like I needed to get the validation of women to feel complete as a man. I was a nigga thinking if I didn't have 3 bad 10 pieces on my arms, that I was missing something in life, bro. And a lot of brothers had this. So basically what I would do is go out, meet a bitch. And the Most High, he would honestly block me to not get the type of woman that I wanted. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would do all these things, but it wouldn't really work out. And I was like, why is it? Man, I need to get some more fucking money, man. I need to get bigger muscle. I need to get all this.
I need to increase my value.
Increase my value, bro. Why is this not working? Because I wasn't leaning on the understanding of the Most High. I was leaning on to my own understanding of what I thought. And it clicked with me. I was on the live with DG, and I had been thinking this over and over. I'll talk with Ref, I'll talk with Malak. I'm like, man, you know what, bro? I think the Most High just be blocking me from meeting women, bro. Because, bro, let's be honest. These bitches be dealing with fucking simps and all type of weird ass things. I'm like, and I look myself in the mirror, and I understood who the Most High showed me who I am. I'm like, damn, I'm a king, so why wouldn't I not? Why is it so hard for me? And then I sat back and I thought about it. And then Malak would tell me, well, you do have an addictive, and I would tell him, you kind of got an addictive personality. So a lot of times when you around women, you tend to like not go off the deep end, but you get overly focused. And I was like, And also too, the role that I'm playing, it's more important for me to be focused on this truth than to be focused on whether a bitch is hitting me back or not, or whether a bitch is happy, or how I can get a woman. And when I finally realized that, it clicked. I'm like, damn, it's probably just not even really in a brother in the truth's life to have a lot of hoes, because those women are going to take me off of what I really want, what I've been praying for. I've been praying to be 145. I've been praying to be able to hope for I've been praying to stay in this truth until death and to lead my brothers. And the thing is because I had so much faith in the Most High, you would normally think, well, why isn't the Most High giving you what you want? Well, my desire is to be in the kingdom, so he's giving me exactly what I want by denying me of things of the flesh. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, wait. That's deep.
So and then once I got to the point where I realized that, then lo and behold, but y'all know what's up with that one. But at the end of the day, it's like the Most High is kind of showing, even with that, the Most High is showing me this is what you're gonna get in the kingdom. But right now, you don't need to worry about that. Just keep going harder. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go harder. I'm gonna make more videos because I'm tired of being in this fucking position. It's a blessing in disguise. It's like I got a taste of it, but I can't have it because we still in captivity. So fuck it. Let's keep building my brothers up. Let's go street preaching. Let's do 3 lives a fucking day. Whatever the fuck I got to do, I'm gonna do it. So the thing that I prayed for, the Most High allowed me to have it, but I had to understand it from his understanding, not what I thought was right. And that's the thing with a lot of brothers when it comes to spiritual decisions. You're looking at from what you think will make your spirit good, when in actuality, you got to look at it from why the Most High is making it good. And once he gives you the answer, don't question it. Because how can you have faith in the Most High being an ultimate being if you think that your way is above his? You basically telling him you think you have more knowledge than him, which is never ever the case.
And I want to bring out a precept to just land back off of that point, because it's a thing. It's a thing where it's like when you get to a higher level of wisdom and understanding, you start to recognize that the things that you love the most can possibly take you away from the love of the Most High. While in the kingdom, like I said earlier, in the kingdom it's going to be different. We're going to be literally programmed perfectly in the kingdom. Like we're literally going to be perfect and like never going off ever again. We'll literally never sin in the kingdom. That's way different. But in this society, where we are subject to sin, where we are subject to going off, we're subject to temptation and things of that nature, the things that you love the Most High will more than likely give you sparing access to that, so that you can keep your primary love, which is let me go in Proverbs 5 chapter real quick. Proverbs 5 chapter. I mean Proverbs the 5th chapter. Proverbs. Yeah, go ahead.
My bad. I just want to say a quick point. Instead of asking why can I have this, you should ask why doesn't the Most High? Why the Most High might not want me to have this.
Con, exactly. That's the real question you should ask, because that's going to put you in a mindset to look at things from his lens to the best of your ability that you can, and not turn your back on him, not forsake him, because you're like, you know what? Him not giving me access is his divine protection, which shows that he's dealing with me. And just for that fact right there, I should be extremely thankful. But continuing on, this is the book of Proverbs, the 5th chapter and the 18th verse. Let thy fountain be blessed, and rejoice with the wife of thy youth. Let her be as the loving hind and a pleasant roe. Let her breast satisfy thee at all times, and be thou ravished always with her love. So, this is twofold. Of course, it is talking about a woman, but it's also talking about, the understanding of the knowledge. Because you think about it, let thy fountain be blessed with the wife of thy youth. The wife of our youth, man, that's really talking about this wisdom, this understanding, because the wife acts as a consort and a helpmeet to the man. And so does this wisdom. This wisdom acts as a consort for us in our daily life, giving us a direction and a pathway and a pattern for our life, and motifs that we should base our life off. That wisdom gives it to us. And let her be as a loving hind and a pleasant roe. Let her breast satisfy thee at all times. So let her breast satisfy thee at all times. Now, of course, you can't relate that in the context of a woman. Woman got breasts, as men, we like breasts. I don't need to go that deep into that. We like breasts as men. But as with breasts, you suck on breasts, whether that be a baby that's sucking on breast for nutrition, or whether that be a man that's sucking on breast for satisfaction. Whatever it may be, you suck on breast. But what do you get out of breast? You get nutrients from breast. So with this wisdom, where it says, let her breast be satisfied at all times, let that nutrition, that from the wisdom, that understanding, like when you're a baby, right? That nutrition from the breast satisfies you, and it keeps a baby growing and things of that nature. It keeps a baby healthy. If the baby's actually drinking breast milk, which unfortunately that ain't happening in today's society, but when the baby's actually being fed properly, it's drinking the breast, it's drinking the milk from the mother's breast, and that satisfies and that nourishes the baby. When you're a grown ass man, you want to suck breast for your own satisfaction, and that keeps you satisfied in that context as a man. But at a higher level with it, I'm just showing the dichotomy between being a little woman and on a woman being this wisdom, and ultimately that being Yahweh Shai, in regards to how Yahweh Shai is the woman for the Most High, with a woman, Yahweh Shai being the head of us as a nation, being the woman of the Most High, and all that, just understanding of that. But the breast, being where you get the milk from, or to get the nutrition from, for this wisdom, is where you get the understanding from. And it says, let that satisfy thee at all times. So the breast being the foundation for that, where the understanding comes from via the wisdom, man, that's supposed to satisfy us, and that's supposed to keep us. And it's always be thou ravished always with her love. Be ravished with the love of wisdom. Be engulfed in the love of wisdom. Be thrilled at the fact that you have wisdom on your side, and that the Most High is dealing with you in that way. Like JT was saying, don't ask, or don't say man, why the Most High not giving me this? Say, why is the Most High not allowing me to have access to these things? This is the third. It's because he wants you to be ravished with something else, man. He don't want you to be ravished with the things of the world. He don't want you to be ravished with fleshly, ties. He wants you to be ravished with heavenly ties.
That goes into self-examination as well.
Exactly. Exactly. That you examine yourself and you realize, okay, and that's the spirit, because that leads me to a point I'm about to make. You examine yourself and you realize, okay, so these things that I love the most, right? Whatever that may be for you as a brother, if the Most High is not allowing you to have access to that, it's because the Most High understands, he knows within you that could be something for you. Or let me say this, let me not say he not have access, but not have access to the excess that you want to for your to satisfy you. It's like brothers may have one woman, but brothers want 5 women. Brothers may have one woman, but want 10 women. Brothers may, this, that, and the third. Brothers may have such and such money, but they want even more money. Brothers may be fly, but want to be even more fly.
I'll say, go ahead. I just want to make this point real quick, and you got to look at those 3 aspects. Those 3 aspects, when you're a second-class citizen in America, are they really going to help you right now? These women are more defiled and demonic than ever. This money is more worthless than ever. These clothes are going to make you more of a target than ever. So you also got to relate it to the world that we're in at the moment too.
Exactly.
And you can't look at it as the Most High is being hateful to you.
Mm-hmm.
That's love, man.
It is. It's protection, man, ultimately, which is one of the highest forms of love. When you protect something, that shows that you're willing to put something on the line for them, man. And the Most High is willing to put his reputation on the line for the elect of the nation, which shows his ultimate love for his elect. So you can't look like y'all were saying, you can't look at it as, damn, the Most High hating on me. Well, I mean, you got some people who have the audacity to say that, the Most High hating on me, or the Most High don't want me to get this, or God doesn't love me. You can't say things like that within your mind, because the Most High is removing you and refining you. The Most High is refining you by removing you from having excess access to defilement, to things that just bring you down and bring you lower in the spirit, and don't assist you. Because think about it, in biblical times and whatnot, wealth, it was real wealth. Wealth actually served a purpose in regards to building a nation, keeping our nation functional, keeping our nation having proper checks and balances, having proper systems in place for us to thrive as a nation. Whether that be you have this sector of people here, this tribe here, this tribe here, this tribe here, and it all works together. Of course, when we were all in one accord, of course, all works together for the betterment of the nation. So the wealth actually served a purpose, keeping it all in the family, delegating it as you see fit, things of that nature. Now the wealth means fucking nothing, man. It's a selfish society. It's me. It means nothing. The paper, the currency is just a bunch of fiat paper. It serves no purpose. The money system is fake. It can be shut down at any given moment when they see fit. It really means nothing, man. The women, they're more defiled than ever. They hearken on to the pagan practices. Satan really is their God, and things of that nature. Like it's not, they're not in their natural state. They're supposed to be helpmeet to you as men, but of course they're not. Generally speaking, they're not that in this society. So if you don't, so because of that, it serves as a it can serve as a stumbling block, and it can serve as a derailing mechanism from you ascending higher and higher and higher into this truth. Both money, women, just any kind of a fleshly affair that you may like to overindulge in, whether that be brothers who like to be around people to socialize too much and things like that. Hey man, if you always socialize with non-believers, eventually your heart, you may not go all the way off, but eventually your heart is going to hearken more and more and more to what they say, because you're always around them, man.
And you and your spirit are connecting with them, and that's
exactly,
you and this truth. That's not a good sign, man.
That's not conducive to success, man. For you and your spirit as a man. So you got to constantly be examining that and view it as the Most High is giving me an option of life or death. But for me, he's forcing me, and he's guiding me in the direction to choose life and not to choose death, by not allowing me to have excess access to things that, if you only focus on that, lead directly to death. And I want to get just a quick piece of the round up what I'm saying. This is the book of Jeremiah, the 21st chapter and the 8th verse. And unto this people thou shalt say, thus saith the Lord, behold, I have set before you the way of life and death. He that abideth in this city shall die by the sword, and by the famine, and by pestilence. But he that goeth out and falleth to the Chaldeans that besiege you, he shall live, and his life shall be unto him for a prey. For I have set my face against this city for evil, and not for good, saith the Lord. It shall be given into the hand of the king of Babylon, and he shall burn it with fire. So I want to get that right there, just to show that the Most High has a judgment for death, and he has the opposite in store for life, man. So you want to look at it as, you don't want to get taken up by the sword and by the. Now, of course, this is in relation to this time period, but I'm using the scripture just as an outline for what I'm saying. You know, you don't want it to get, because it is going to happen again in today's society. You know, but you don't want to get taken by the sword, or by the famine, or by the pestilence, or taken down by the modern day Chaldeans, or the modern day king of Babylon, and things of that nature, man. You don't want to be in that position. And if you only hearken unto death, you will be in that position. If you only hearken unto things that are against that in itself are against the Lord, without the Lord bringing righteousness into it, if you hearken unto that, and that is the sole basis of your life, and that's the reason for your essence and for your living, you will eventually die, because that is akin to death. But the spirit, the righteousness, Yahweh Shai, the word, the wisdom, that's akin to life, man. As the Most High is separating you from death and giving you life, man, you should be nothing but thankful, because he's about to bring harsh judgment on death and people that hearken unto death. But he's about to rise up and ascend the people life and the people that hearken unto life, man.
And I want to say this, because, you know, we kind of give y'all a lot of understanding in regards to why the Most High is doing it, you know, how the spirit works. So I want to quickly touch on how you know when the spirit is telling you to do something or not doing something. Sometimes you get it from, you know, obviously preaching and talking and counsel. So I'll give you an example. Today, something had happened to me. And, you know, because basically you got to understand there's a lot of emotions that can come into you when things get presented to you that you're not ready for. So like I said, when you're too hasty, you know, it's Satan. When you're thinking based off of your emotion and how you feel at that exact moment, you know that it's Satan. Now, if you had that exact moment and you think about it 2, 3, 4, 5 days later, and you still feel the same way, that's more than likely the Most High. You get what I'm saying? But sometimes when you have a decision, you got to kind of step back and look at it from an overview point. So an example, like I was telling y'all brothers about how I don't really care to date a lot of harlots and shit. Like, I don't give a fuck about these bitches, bro. Like, my dick don't even get hard for harlots. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna be honest. I'm more of a intimate type of nigga. You know, I like experiences and stuff like that. So basically, something happened, and there's somebody that I knew, and you know, I was getting real wrapped. I was like, yo, this shit might be nice. You know, she's saying all the right things, nigga. But then I started to realize, even though I was doing the works, I was wrapped up in it a little bit too much. So basically, when I prayed to Most High yesterday, I said, Most High, whatever you feel is best, allow it to happen. I'm cool. And I had a certain spirit on me in regards to that. And I started to feel like knots in my stomach. Like, I don't know if I really want to do that. You always will notice too, when it comes to you making a spiritual decision, you're not going to be flopping back and forth. Like, one day you think you should do it, the next day you think you shouldn't. One day you think, unless you're scared and shit. Like, if you know you got fear and you know you should do it in your heart, but you're not doing, that's different. But if you're thinking about logical reasons why you should do it, and you think about logical reasons why you should not do it, then you remember, a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. And when you make a decision, it has to be from a stable position, because the Most High is your foundation. So getting back to the point, when I was thinking that way, I was kind of split and I didn't know what to do. And basically, after what happened today, I was talking with Malak, and he was like, yeah, you know, like, we're not in the society where we need to be. And once I talked and I told y'all what I said about 5-10 minutes ago about the Most High giving me a taste of the kingdom, but wanting me to continue to move forward, then I realized that was the best decision. Because when I was still kind of unstable and didn't know what I wanted to do, I had these spirits in me, and I was like, I don't know, damn, nah, you know, that was the emotional aspect of it. But then when I calmed down and I looked at it again, I was like, yeah, that's something I want, but it's not in the cards for me to get it right now. You see what I'm saying? So when you get that middle balance, and it wasn't me saying, oh, fuck it, I don't need it all. I tried it out. I saw what it was at the moment, and I saw whether it was good for me. And then I looked and I seen what are the good and the bad aspects, and whatever I felt was good in my spirit, and I was just clear faced, and I knew exactly what the right answer was. That's when I understood spiritually what the Most High was trying to teach you. So you brothers gotta, again, when you have certain decisions, step back and think about it. But then also there's just gonna be moments where, like in another example, I had a brother come from Houston that I ain't seen, and he was my boy and shit. And long story short, this nigga be he be trying to slang dough and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? He be doing shit like that. So basically, I was in the car talking about the Israelite truth and whatnot, and he came to me. He's like, "Hey, bro, by the way, I give you a bonus if you hold 10,000 in your bank account." I'm like, "Nigga, what?" He's like, "Yeah, bro, you hold 10,000 in your bank account, bro. I'm gonna give you a bonus off of that." And I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, "Nigga, you talking too hot and all this other shit." So it was a quick decision. I had to think in like 30 seconds, and I was like, "Nah, I'm good." And the thing that I thought of, what would the Most High say if I'm doing some dumb shit like this? What would the most, and more importantly, where would it be me in position? I'm gonna be in jail, take the vaccine, boom, take the MOB, boom, I'm done. So immediately I was like, "Nah, I'm good, bro." He kept asking me, "Nah, I'm good, bro." He kept asking me, "Nah, I'm good, bro," because I knew in that split moment that's not naturally what I wanted to do, so I didn't do it. So there's times where you got to make a quick decision in the spirit, and there's also times where you have times to think things through, and you kind of got to evaluate. So you got to know what type of situation you're in and know how much time you have. Because when we're in the wilderness, nigga, you're not going to have three days to think about where you need to go, nigga. You just going to have to go. You know what I'm saying? But while we in this society and you still have time to think about things, you can click back, but also give yourself a time limit. Don't sit here and say, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to wait for 6 months. You know, niggas be taking off from college talking about they're going to take 6 months to find their fucking life. Nigga, what? What are you doing, bro? It doesn't take 6 months to find your life. Give it a week, 2 weeks. You know, sometimes it does take longer if you need it, but more often than not, if it's just a decision on what you feel you should do that. But then down the line, if you realize that the decision you thought you were going to make wasn't true, then change course. Again, think about the boat. You might be on the river. You might be drifting too much to the left. Now they got to go back to the right, do something else. You know what I'm saying? It's like a car, bro. You know how when you sleepy at night and you take your focus off the road and you had the little bumpers on the side of the lane to wake your ass back up and keep you on that straight line? That's how the spirit is at times. So that's just another way to, discern the spirit when you need to. So, but y'all got anything else y'all want to add to that, or y'all good?
I wanna get this one precept too. This is Matthew chapter 10, verse 37. He that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me, and he that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. So I bring that out just to get you brothers to understand that you're gonna have to detach yourself from the world to a certain extent to get that spirit. You know what I'm saying? You can't put whether it's females or family members, you can't be too close to them. You know what I'm saying? If they're not in the truth, because that's gonna drag you back into the world. And if you in the world, the spirit's not on you.
Come on, bro. And I want to get this precept continuing down. 10 and 38. And he taketh not his cross and follow after me is not worthy of me. He that finds his life shall lose it, and he that loseth his life for my sake will find it. He that receiveth you receiveth me, and he that receiveth me receiveth him that sent me. So also you got to understand too, man, if you in a position and you know you have talents, if the Most High is clearly showing you have talents, you feel like you associate with brothers with talents, you feel like you know in your spirit what you should do, you got to follow that cross. Sometimes, bro, you got to sacrifice what you thought was going to be good for what you know is good to do the will of the Most High. If you're a brother who's just extremely charitable and generous, and you see your people in a down position and you know that you need to do something to help them, again, bro, you will be beaten with many stripes if you don't do what you're called upon to do, man. You know, it's just inherently in us when in this position to let our light shine bright amongst men. So at the end of the day, man, sometimes if you truly don't know what you need to do in your life, sometimes you just need to take up the cross and follow the spirit of Yahweh Shai and ask yourself, what did Yahweh Shai do? In what ways could I possibly do that without having to sacrifice everything that I know and love on a financial aspect? That's what I did, and that's how, you know, I got led to where I'm about to move to next. Sometimes you just got to do that, but you got to know in your mind what you want to do. For me personally, again, my only goal in life, I tell you, I want to be a part of 144,000, Lord willing, and I want to lead and guide as many brothers through this truth and get brothers prepared for the tribulation as much as possible. So I devoted my life spiritually. So everything I do is on the spiritual aspect. You feel me? So not every brother is like that. You got to know who you are, and that just takes time for you to look in yourself deeply. And then once you're able to understand who you are, after that, then you do what you need to do.
Con.
And I got a quick one, you know, just to land back off those points, because just tying it all together, man. This is extremely, you know, vital and important, you know, topic that we're hitting on. This is Proverbs, the 13th chapter, and in the 11th verse. Wealth gotten by vanity shall be diminished, but he that gathereth by labor shall increase. Hope deferred maketh the heart sick, but when the desire cometh, it is a tree of life. Whoso despiseth the word shall be destroyed, but he that feareth the commandment shall be rewarded. And I'm going to stop right there before I go into the rest of the chapter, but I want to hit on that 11th verse. Wealth gotten by vanity shall be diminished, but he that gathereth by labor shall be increased. Why does it say he that gathereth by labor shall be decreased, shall be increased? Because look at it, man. You know, when you get something by labor's activity, it's worth more. You worked for it. It's more valuable to you. Hold it deeper within your spirit, within your heart, man. And you look at it, man. We got to labor in this truth, man. We got to sacrifice things. We got to sacrifice sleep. We got to sacrifice time spent with people that we care about. We got to sacrifice things the Most High is not giving us complete access to, things that we like to indulge in. The Most High is not giving us 100% access to, and that's laborious activities, man. That's treacherous, moments and things like that. But you know that wealth, the eternal wealth, is going to increase, being that wealth in the kingdom through performing the labors on this side, being the work of the Lord, man. But like it says earlier on, wealth got by vanity shall be diminished. So wealth got by vanity, meaning what? You know,
Dope.
Exactly. That's a good one. Facts. And like Young Ha said, the brother wanted him to hold 10 bands. You know, a blood. You know what I'm saying. I ain't gonna get too deep into it, but he wanted to hold some dirty money. You know what I'm saying? Like hold 10 bands of dirty money. You know, like that's wealth got my vanity, dog, and that should be diminished. Like he said. Next thing you know, you get caught. You're in jail. You taking the vaccine. You taking the jab. You're taking the chip. Boom, you out. And now you done lost a chance at 144,000.
Just like that.
Just for 10 bands. Well, no, just for a portion of 10 bands. It wasn't even a full 10 bands.
Yeah, because he's gonna give me a bonus allegedly.
Exactly, just like that. You lost your chance at 144,000.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of y'all niggas following in my footsteps, man. Don't know what a rubber is from left to right, man. You just like that. You nut in the bitch. You done.
You done. Your whole life is ruined, man. Just like that. Just like that. Now, I'm not saying that brothers got kids. Your life is ruined. I ain't saying that. I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying. But just like that, everything that you had going for you. Now you got to dedicate time to doing that instead of allocating time to things that. I don't want to. It's gonna sound fucked up saying it, but dedicate time to things that really bring you life. I'm not saying that children don't bring you life and happiness. I ain't saying that. I'm just saying, dedicate your time to things that really increase your spirit and your understanding. Because you done made a bad decision, now you got to put more time and effort into that, and you got to take away time from more important matters. Not saying children are not important, but you know what I mean. But
you got to be ready for that, pretty much.
Exactly. You got to prepare. You got to plan out for things of regard. But that just goes to show all wealth got by vanity shall be diminished. So if it's a vain act, or if it's a dishonest act, or if it's a quick, not non thought out plan or whatever, and you get something out of that, it's ultimately not eternal, man. But that labor that we're doing, this work, fighting that good fight of faith, that's where that real increase is, meaning that real treasure is being stored up, via that. But continuing on, Verse 15, good understanding giveth favor, but the way of transgressors is hard. Every prudent man dealeth with knowledge, but a fool layeth open his folly. A wicked messenger falleth into mischief, but a faithful ambassador is health. Poverty and shame shall be to him that refuseth instruction, but he that regardeth reproof shall be honored. I just want to hit on that right there, because poverty and shame shall be given to him that refuseth instruction. We got to keep in mind, man, that's delayed poverty and shame. Because think about it, like people that refuse instruction of the Lord on this side and focus on advancement and capitalizing on the things that you could acquire in Babylon. They don't live in open poverty and shame right now. When you look at them from an outside perspective, they may look like they're living the best life ever. But when you really examine their spirit, they're poor. They're very poor in spirit. And if you would ask them in an honest moment how they feel, they're very ashamed of some of the things that they've done to get to the position in which they're in. How many people they've done wrong. Maybe they sold their soul, and things of that nature.
And it's not just on this realm, but poverty and shame in the kingdom, nigga.
Yeah, exactly. And even in the kingdom, dog, you're going to be one of those least in the kingdom, like it says in Matthew the 5th chapter, 19th verse.
Everlasting shame and contempt. And then think about that. He that regardeth reproof shall be honored. We get what? Everlasting glory.
Exactly. Everlasting glory. And that reproof, that correction, man. He that regardeth that constant correction from the Heavenly Father. Because what he's doing, he's molding us for eternal life. But you got to consistently regard that and know that he's not doing it he is chastising. He's not doing it to mock you. The chastising isn't in a mocking format or in a non-loving format. It's in a format that molds you and that primes you to receive eternal salvation and eternal gifts, not shit that can fade in the eternal wealth, not shit that can fade, not shit that's gonna fade, that's gonna most definitely fade once society fades. It's eternal glory, real riches, real treasures, real honor, real prominence, real power, real prestige. Those things you're not gonna have access to in society, but Lord will have access in abundance to it in the kingdom, and that's going into that honoring process. You only get that by constantly, being in the proper spirit to accept the reproof and the correction of the Most High, man.
Facts, bro. So I think that's actually a good time. I think we hit on all the points, brothers. At the end of the day, we just want to give y'all a good understanding, because this isn't just for this society. This is gonna be when shit gets real tough, man. And niggas gonna have to start making decisions on whether or not you should start rationing food, rationing water, if you should leave the city, if you should stay in the city, if you in the woods, what direction you should go, what type of women you gonna be bound to in the wilderness, what type of brothers you gonna be. If you do not have a good grasp on spiritual discernment, you will get killed and destroyed, bro. I promise you, because that's the only thing that you're gonna have to guide you in those days. Is solely going to be the Most High Spirit.
Mm-hmm. And also, too, to add on to that point, like Hitman brought up that precept in Matthew the 10th chapter, what people around you who are really enemies but masquerading as friends and as family members and as people of endearment to you, but really behind closed doors are really enemies of yours. Those are things that we're going to have to weigh heavily at the times we're coming into.
If those people are carnal, those are your enemies. That's easy. Because in that time, once you win the flesh in that time, like if the Taliban start coming over here shooting shit up, and you just carnal, you just go, how am I gonna survive? Man, I'm only thinking about myself. Like, yeah, bro, that's your enemy right there, because he's gonna sell you down the river real quick.
And I want to say this, because I was gonna read this when Malak stopped. This is Proverbs 13:20. He that walketh with wise men shall be wise, but a companion of fools shall be destroyed. So, I mean, bro, if you unsure, man, just look at what the wise men around you are doing and follow what they're doing, bro. If you don't really know, or if you a brother, because let's be real, bro, not every brother's a leader by nature, man.
Of course.
And if you know that that's not you, it's better to. I mean, none of us are leaders by nature because we're all being led by the Most High. I mean, at the end of the day, the 12 disciples is going to have their name written on the gate, but they all follow Yahweh Shah. It's not bad to be a quote unquote follower, man. It's only bad
even if you lead. even if the Most High is giving you tools for leadership, you still have to follow someone to get those tools from.
Facts, bro. And one thing I was gonna say too is like, it's not a bad thing to follow. It's only if you following the people to death and destruction. That's the real bad thing when it talks about being a follower, man. A lot of niggas want to be leaders and they're not built for it, or more importantly, they have bad intentions. So if you're not a leader with a good intention, if you're not a good shepherd, just be a good sheep, man. But understand that at any point, if you need to lead, you can, because there might be opportunity chances where the shepherd's not going to be around anymore and you're going to have to lead. You might have to be the de facto shepherd. So it's good to have both, man. So, I hope y'all brothers got a lot out of this lesson. I pray it was edifying for y'all brothers. Do y'all want any last statements and close it off before I close it off?
I just want to give all the praises, glory, and honor to the Most High Yahweh. The name is His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai. Lord will this lesson was edifying for the hopeful elect of the nation. And remember the spirit, man. Remember to let the spirit work properly within you. Always weigh the balance of the decision making, of spiritual decision making and fleshly decision making, and where that will take you within your own life and within your whatever, and within your lot, the times that we headed into, man. It can be extremely vital decisions, and the decisions that we have to make coming up are going to be decisions of life or death. So you want to make the right ones. So Shalom, Kwal Yasharala, Ababa Bar, keep the faith. Shalom.
Khan. I just want to say, all praises and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Harakakadash. The only reason we're here, the only reason we're preaching, we're trying to help you brothers. And I want to say Kwam Yasharala. And just like Swint said, life or death, carnality or spirituality, or the spirit is your choice.
Come on, bro. Hey, DG Bomber, you got anything you want to say before we sign off?
Just all praises. That's all. How about Shem Yahushai?
And that leads me to my last point, man. I mean, at the end of the day, man, if you don't know how to make a decision in the spirit, just trust in the Most High and pray that He give you the spirit when you need it, man. Sometimes it's that simple, man. But you gotta trust Him and have faith in Him with all your heart, man. So appreciate y'all brothers tuning in. Appreciate all the brothers on the live stream. Appreciate all the brothers who came in, contributed. Shalom to all y'all brothers. And of course, and finally, I want to give all praises to the Most High Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Y'all brothers be easy, man. I'll catch y'all later, man.